Hey, shh. Calm down. The show is about to start. Reese on the radio. Turn it up. Turn it up low. Turn it up loud.
It's like a dream come true.
Turn on your radio. Reese is on the radio.
Yo, let's get it.
Due to the nature of this program, discretion does not exist. It's Reese on the radio. Right now on WTIC News Talk 1080.
Yeah! I am fired up, angry, ticked off. I want to kick things. But let's go. All you scallywags, nutmeggers, conversationalists, patriots, damn it, patriots. And I haven't forgotten you haters. It's Reese on the radio on WTIC News Talk 1080. Rozan, my lovely wife, is here, and we're kind of in a funk today. I am always a residual of the funk. It sounds crazy, but I, as the leader of our household, am supposed to set the tone, but as many married men know, or men who have been with their partners, their significant others, women in their lives, generally women do set the tone in the house. If wife is not happy, the mood in the house swings. I haven't done anything wrong, just in case. No. It's just that, we got a lot of things coming up. Can I be so bold as to say, although we love it in Connecticut, we love being here at WTIC, we love being with everybody that we've met and being a part of this community, we kind of left a life back in Texas.
Well, there is there is a little bit of limbo just sort of dangling.
Yeah.
And it's a little unnerving, a little
yeah.
I don't think it was really an issue for you until I brought it up to you today.
No, I was always sitting there. I just, I was just looking at, when there's nothing you can do, there's nothing you can do.
Right.
Right? So, we're trying to navigate through that. And now that you brought it up, it's sort of on my mind and it's set a tempo. Sort of thing. But not in a bad way. No, you said that once you told me it was going to be on my mind and then we'll both be in that space. I'm not. I am more concerned about, and this is probably important for you to know. You didn't tell me so that now I can worry.
Right.
The only concern that I have right now is you. So it's like when you are going through it, when I mean the tone shifts, for men who love the significant other in their life, when somebody you love is going through it, if you are wise enough or have been through this enough, 4 times, you get a sense of, okay, my wife is not happy or she's uncomfortable because of a scenario. Now I have to concern myself with where you are.
Energy in the whole house changes,
exactly.
Right? So you really do understand happy wife, happy life.
Indeed.
You're just being,
I'm just,
cheek.
Yeah, I'm being tongue-in-cheek and a curmudgeon when people say happy wife, happy life.
Yeah,
I know, listen, I hate it. But it's true. It is, because people forget that the nerve center of that sort of happy home is the person who nurtures it. You know what I mean? We operate in changing the light bulb, in, keeping,
nurture?
Yes, that's your job.
Sorry.
So when the man is in there solving the problems, hey, there's a hornet's nest, got to get rid of that. Hey, there's a plumbing problem, got to fix it or pay somebody to get it done. We need a new a dishwasher.
No, it's far worse than that.
No.
There may be termites.
Oh, yeah,
fell. Our neighbor in San Antonio sent me a text message. Just want to let you know I found termites that have dropped their wings near my house, and I'm worried they may be near yours too, so you may want to go ahead and jump on that. So there's that concern. We're not there to manage the property. We don't have a property manager. Our tenant is set to leave in November 1st.
Right.
I mean, and then I've got to go back and decide, are we packing it up and bringing everything here and selling the house? Are we leaving the house the way it is and re-renting it? Are we bringing everything out and still rent? Like, there's just so many factors. And then add on top of that, the fact that the boy starts college soon. And
that's another expense.
Another expense, right. And suddenly I have a greater appreciation for
adulting?
Yeah, well, not adulting, but people who do adulting. Because up until now, I don't think I've really adulted. I've just sort of allowed, like I've just kind of got like the water, like I'm going down the rapids, fine, I'm wet, I'm, lumpy. But today I have to start mitigating and, it's just, I don't like it.
Someone just wrote, unhappy, who wrote it? I want to make sure. Michael A. Unhappy wives hide the knives. But that's okay. Listen, I look at it this way. This is just something like everybody else in life. There are people right now listening to us who are going through that same motion too. Right. It's like, that's a fabric of life. I don't see these, and I said this a couple of weeks ago. I hated Wayne King, my former boss at U-Haul. When he said, when there was a problem I would address, he would always say, what's our opportunity? And I used to yell at him, and I was like, I hate when you say that. What do you mean opportunity? He goes, no, because you're just seeing the problem.
Right.
You have to figure out a solution. This is an opportunity to fix something or to make it better.
Dean would say, AFCO.
Yeah.
Another
bleeping
fun growth opportunity.
Exactly.
We'll say fun. That's not the right one.
Yeah.
But AFCO, right? So yes, this is an opportunity to grow and learn and become a better person.
Exactly.
I don't care right now.
Yeah.
I'm perfectly honest. I don't care about personal growth and development. I don't care now about character building. I want to be grumpy.
You want a little pity party.
I do. I want to throw myself a little pity party. I want to wear my poopy pity party hat. I want to sit down in my little sandbox, and I just want to mope around until I feel better.
Right. Or at least some invention or some idea kicks in.
Right. Or until somebody gives us a phone call and says that we had a wealthy uncle who died and left us a substantial amount of money.
No likelihood for any of us on that one.
No.
That is some wishful thinking.
Not our family.
Yeah, not our family.
Our family tree, you ever see, I think your family tree and mine, I'm assuming, I will talk about my family tree. My family tree is like the Peanuts Christmas tree.
Really?
Yeah, but
maybe mine is a little bit of the same.
But maybe I think mine has fewer branches.
Well, it's just one of those things that you got to go through. So it makes it difficult. I'll tell you, when you are like this,
I know.
It makes it difficult for me to be on a high, but it's okay though. It's all right. I think that one of the things that people appreciate about this show, in fact, Karen Thomas said this yesterday at my Coffee with Karen event with her yesterday. She says what she finds great about this show is its authenticity, right? We don't come out here and we sugarcoat everything like everything is fine. The world isn't fine. No. Lives aren't fine.
Life is lifing.
Yeah,
right?
Exactly.
And that's there are things that you should talk about, be open with, like you're in radio and there's this assumption. I know I always had the assumption that, because you're in radio or on TV, you must be making a lot of money and you're famous and people love. That's not
always the case.
Reality.
No.
And I'm not dumping on how much money you make because you do make a decent salary. Mm-hmm. Unfortunately, all of our the outflow is pretty even to the income. So there's not a lot of room for extras. There's not a lot of room for.
We have I will admit we could, and I think that's what I always try to navigate with you, is that maybe we should just start downsizing. We may have to. You're shaking your head yes and no at the same time.
Well, let me be perfectly honest with you. I'm going to blame it on you, but I don't really think it is your fault. Maybe I had a little bit of this before you. I like certain things. Mm-hmm. I like being able to turn on the TV and select any one of the 82 streaming services and watch whatever, just so I can re-watch the same crap I've already watched. Right?
I understand
that's ultimately what it boils down. Oh, you know what? I'm looking into something that might change and save us some money. But I am notoriously abysmally opposed to anything domestic. I hate cooking. I hate cleaning. I was talking to you in the car about I probably should start looking for a job. I'm looking to you to give me permission to not have to get a job. But I know logically that's probably a good point to start looking at paid income rather than this wonderful avocation that I get to partake?
I am trying to say, okay, so before anybody starts freaking out and they're already in the chat room, it's like, do you need a loan? No, we're not there. Don't.
Listen, I'm not looking for a loan. I will take some gifts.
No. Listen to what I'm trying to say is that we have a home in Texas. In order for us to maintain that, we have to decide on whether or not, one, we're going to keep it, or we're just going to take another tenant in that home. Because we have, in essence, our life has now been expanded to 2 states, technically 3. It's like 2.5 because we have the boy.
The boy, right. So we have the house that we own in San Antonio. We have a mortgage. We have rent here.
Right.
We have insurance on both places, plus we have insurance on the car, right? So thankfully for us, it is all wrapped up into one thing from a military financial thing, which makes it a lot more inexpensive for us. It's not that we're, standing on a corner begging for loose change. We're not there. But it does make my desires to travel more and, buy a nice house here in Connecticut. Like all of those things that I'd like to do, it just prolongs
that
coming to fruition.
And the truth be told, what Rozan is sort of looking at here is, and it sounds cheesy to say, but it's true. It's kind of first world problems.
Princess problems.
It is princess problems, right?
Because what I would have done 5 years ago to have these problems today.
Indeed.
Is really what it boils down to.
That's what it is. And that's what I said. We're kind of, as I said.
We're just.
What?
We're just witching for the sake of witching.
Yes, that's it. That's exactly right.
I was trying to figure out how to say that nicely.
Yes, witching for the sake of witching. And that's it. It's not all that bad. It's just that when you want certain things, and Rozan is a need it now kind of person.
Oh, yeah.
And that.
It's imperative that when I see it, I have it now. But you've gotten really good at going, yeah, that's fine. And then you walk me away, and I've forgotten all about it.
But remember, I was
saying
this a couple of weeks ago when you weren't here, and I said one of the things that I am guilty of is we'll drive down the road and you will see, like, there was a great row of homes we saw in Farmington one day, and it's our back way, or sort of
it's over by the Miss
Porter School.
Oh God, one day.
So it's the worst place to drive by, the Miss Porter School, if you have a Rozan in your life.
Right. I have
very expensive taste.
Louboutin, champagne caviar taste, but I'm more of a
bubblegum income.
I'm more of a that purse is nice at Target.
Yeah.
Income.
So this is important. So when Rozan sees something, when you care about the person that you're with so much, and she sees a house or she sees a neighborhood that she wishes to live in, there's a part of me, this is my guilty thing, and I always kind of shame myself because of it, because I could contain it, but it is difficult to do it. So when Rozan will say, it was like, oh man, that house is so beautiful, or it's so pretty, or something like that, there's a part of me that says, because of my relationship with you, I immediately say, damn, I wish I could get that for her. It's like, your wife saying that she wants something, and your incessant need or desire to provide comes out, and you go, how can I make that happen for her, just to fulfill that happiness at the moment? Now, I know you're eventually going to move on to the next big house that you see.
How many houses have I looked at you and said, can I have that one? And you used to be like, no, honey. And now what do you say?
I just go, yeah, sure, honey.
Yeah, you can have it.
Absolutely.
And I'm happy. A lot of times I just want to, yes, dear. You can have the mansion way over on that massive piece of land.
Yeah.
That we're not taking care of. But sure, you want it? Absolutely, honey. And I'm like, okay, thanks. And then we drive past a little, single-story rancher with a huge deck. I'm like, oh, I want that one. Yes, you can have that one too, honey.
Yeah. So it is princess problems, but that's because all of this stuff is sort of happening in one fell swoop. It's not incremental. It's like Rozan has sort of lumped them into one big deal.
Right. We've talked about this before. I wake up every morning. First thing I do is I look at the numbers.
Right.
Every morning I compare the bank account to what has come out, what is coming in, to the spreadsheets, and I see where everything is.
This is fiscal responsibility, folks. Sometimes over responsibility.
Excuse me. I'm so sorry. Because I look at the numbers every morning before I even get up. I mean, I haven't even rolled over. I haven't gone to the bathroom yet. I wake up, grab the phone. Okay, what is cleared? What's coming in? Let's compare this and make sure. Like, I'm doing all of these. And watching this program that we're using has us paying off all of our debt, house included, in like 4 years.
Okay.
Right? What does that mean? That means that I'm looking at over $200,000 worth of debt going, God, 4 years.
Right.
Oh, why can't it just be like next month? Right?
And it never is.
And on top of that, my brain says, well, if we just had a little bit more income each month, it would be paid off in 2 years.
Yes.
Right?
This is the way, by the way, you're getting an insight into why it is a stress for Rozan.
Right.
Which is, again, telling you she's creating it.
Right. Which goes back to, I feel like if I had a job, this would be alleviated. However, I'm coming to you almost asking for permission to not get a job.
I'm not going to say a word to you.
Well, I feel like you probably should. But this is all just in conjunction with having to pay for college, pay for a mortgage, pay for our current apartment, which, by the way, when this lease is up, we're moving. Right. And based on what I'm seeing right now in trends for rent, we're going to be paying well over $1,000 more for this new apartment.
If we go to that new apartment, there are other options.
I feel like you forgot to whom you are talking.
Someone is creating the drama that she is.
No, Rosanna's picked the apartment, and that's what we're doing. We're going to this particular apartment. But anyway, everything is going up, right? And not everything is going up, and it's making me stressed. In all honesty, are we poor and destitute? No, we're not. We still buy groceries. I still have to cook. I don't have a chauffeur. I don't have a nanny. You know what I mean? I still live in an apartment. I don't have a cook. I don't have a, landscape artist, an architect. You know what I mean? Like these things that I would like to have.
You know what? Hold on. I got to take a break, but Craig in the car, we had, was it lunch with them at one of the country clubs, and he drove
Craig,
us.
I don't need you being logical right now.
We drove past these beautiful homes on the golf course, and one home was so beautiful. Craig says, no, she asked Craig, how much is that house? And he said $1.6 million. To which Rozan responded, we could do $1.6 million, can't we?
And what did you say?
Sure, dear. But
see? Sure. I kind of blame you as well.
We got to take a break.
Feeding my delusion.
We'll come back. More news, more views. I got to talk about D.C. and the Great American State Fair, where we are. Ben Proto, our representatives, and where we'll figure it all out when we return. Stand by. It's Reese on the radio.
Fan of WTIC? Then do us a favor. Download the free Odyssey app and favorite WTIC.
All right, back and live. Reese on the radio, Rozan on the radio right here on WTIC News Talk 1080. Now, we did everything we could this week, and, my boss has said I needed to come to them with an answer today on whether or not we were going to be able to be down there to broadcast live from the Great American State Fair. And I did everything. I reached out to everyone that I knew. And I didn't reach out to Ben Proto because I didn't know what connections he had there, but he called here during the show on Wednesday. Was it Wednesday or Tuesday? Tuesday was my anniversary. And I said, hey, see if you can find out anything. I reached out to him. Okay. He said he was contacting someone. Yesterday, Rozan and I got our press credentials to go down there. However, we did not get approval or permission to go down and broadcast. In essence, we could have shown up, brought all our equipment, but we would have had nowhere to broadcast from. We couldn't set up shop anywhere. We could put up a table, but we had no power source and we had no Ethernet connection, which is the most important thing. Having a permission is one, and we have that. But the other permission we need is to be somewhere and broadcast live. Now, we are under the impression, or were under the impression, that our booth was just going to be very, a bunch of photos in a room where people could come in and see some generic setup of Connecticut. It's far worse. Now, I'm going to give everybody a minute. I'm going to give everybody at least maybe about 10, give you about 5 minutes. If you are listening and you are at your desk or you are at home and you were one of the homies, if you're one of the roadies, don't do it. If you could pull over in about 2-3 minutes, I will put the picture up so you can see it. I don't want you driving and looking at it. If you're not doing any of those things and you want to find out later, just go to my X page or go to my Facebook page. Both of my Facebook page, and you will see the picture yourself. Those of you who are sharing it online right now are saying the same thing that I'm saying. You got to be kidding me. This is the worst display ever. Now, we heard from the governor's office. Their response to this photograph was 20% of the states look exactly like this.
That looks like a toilet.
It's worse than that.
It looks like a commode.
It looks worse than that. Hold on. Let me post a picture for everybody to see. It's right there on the page so you can see it yourself. If you have it, you can go to my social media pages so you can see it. You know what this looks like? This looks like the waiting room at a dentist office outside. This
looks like when you go to this, like a fair, like any fair, and they have the little booth that you go when you're struggling with heat exhaustion.
Connecticut looks like this right here. Connecticut's display looks like the waiting room to go to another state. That's what it looks like.
This looks like the waiting room for a waiting room.
Yes, that's exactly right.
The overflow room.
Of the waiting room. That's what they put up. Wicker chairs and some...
It looks like a commode, though.
And boards. But here's the thing. Now, just to show you how silly this is, Rozan, that could be our setup.
We could totally broadcast from there.
Exactly. Right? With that, that's all the room we need.
That's it.
We can put a table up right there with a power cord Ethernet connection, sit right there, and anyone who is in Connecticut come by and give a shout out. We could turn it, you know how they used to have the kissing booths back in the day? We could be a shout out booth. If you are in Connecticut or from Connecticut and you are down there, you can come on by the station during the show and give a shout out to your people back at home. Hey, I want to give a shout out to New Britain. Hey, I want to give a shout out to, what? What's wrong with that?
I didn't say anything.
You rolled your eyes. What's wrong with New Britain? You don't like New Britain? Hard-hitting New Britain? Whatever.
It's adorable.
But you can do that. Somebody said, TJ said it's Dr. Lamont's waiting office. Dr. Lamont. Not even eggnog with nutmeg. I don't know why that is. Brett says that's what it looks like when you're waiting to buy your timeshare. I'm going to give him a big one.
That's true.
That is 100% true. That's exactly what that looks like. Brett, that's an applause-worthy comment right there. Porcilla says it does look like a toilet. By the way, like I said, if you want to check it out online, it's sitting there. Go to ReeseOnRadio.com. You can look at it live now. So that's my point, is that everybody's got electricity in all of the booths that are there, all the tents that are there. One Ethernet connection. I saw Wyoming, I think, had a driving instruction thing. I know they have an Ethernet cord running in that booth. That's all you have to do here.
I'm sure we
just extend it.
Starlink too. I mean,
we may have to. I don't know. Starlink might work, but this is really simple. This is easy for us to just go down there and do the broadcast for both of those days. I don't understand why we can't make this happen.
Maybe we can just take a couple of sleeping bags and sleep. I mean, make the whole tent at least, worthwhile. So we'll take a couple of sleeping bags, we'll just sleep right in the tent.
I want this thing, let me tell you something. I want this thing viral. I want it everywhere. If you are a rep in Connecticut, the only thing we're asking for, and again, we are not asking for like craziness, power source, Ethernet. We've got the other stuff done.
Yeah.
We're just going to drive down. We're paying for our own gas. We're paying for our own lodging. Well, technically, we're staying with friends, but
we're paying for our own meals.
We're not asking for anything.
For anything other than just let us have the booth.
Yeah.
That's it.
Let us have the booth. You're doing nothing with it. The look of that booth is just going, Let's turn it into something.
And why didn't Ned Lamont behind the scenes give you his blessing?
Yes, in fact, that's exactly what the press office said. They said, listen, if he wants to go down there, we give him the blessing.
Right. So why can't they go ahead and call the coordinating people down in D.C. and say, hey, listen, give this space to this person?
Exactly.
We're not asking for favors. We're not trying to buddy up with Lamont. But you know what? If you're going to be a representative, then go ahead and do some representing.
Exactly.
Let us go in your stead.
Go out and say, just all you have to do is just say, listen, our oldest broadcaster, WTIC in Connecticut, 50,000 watts, would just like to come down and represent the state. And people who live in Connecticut or anywhere in the state can come by and not look at this, but at least go down and see the afternoon host as they broadcast live and give shout-outs to their people back at home so they can talk about the sights and the sounds and give an editorial of what they are experiencing down at the 250th anniversary at the Great American State Fair. It is a great opportunity to, showcase, this station, to our state, and it's nothing more than just kind of having someone there to meet and greet.
It's important to understand, too, that outside of San Antonio, D.C. has the largest concentration of military installations.
Right.
There are Connecticut
residents.
People from Connecticut currently serving.
Yes.
In all 4 branches in the D.C. area that I'm sure would probably love to have, maybe some pie from Lyman's or some.
Exactly.
Be able to come on and say, hey, Mom, just want to let you know I'm okay, I'm safe, I'm with my buddies. You know what I mean? There's just so many things that we could be doing for Connecticut residents that are in the D.C. area, serving our nation or, just down there enjoying the festivities. Connecticut is not somehow some, removed state. Mm-hmm. There are residents of Connecticut doing other things outside of the state that I'm sure would be happy to see, something better than, hey, we couldn't figure anything out, so we just spray painted Connecticut on a board.
Bob is saying it doesn't look like you need permission, just do it. Now, I'm not going to lie. There's a part of me that's just saying I'm going down there and I'm going to find some way to do this. There's a part of me. But I got to be honest, if I go in there, I can't just set up shop. This is their property.
And I just want you to know, everybody's tracking. I can't afford to bail you out if we get arrested, okay?
Very good point. Yes, we do need some sort of permission. And that's the reason why we're asking our representatives here. Again, this isn't a partisan thing, okay? It isn't. This is an opportunity to say, look, we're there and we're being represented. I'm not going to make it partisan. I have no intention of doing that. Rozan, I love the fact can I say something at least?
I don't care.
I want to celebrate
say it anyway.
I want to celebrate my wife a little bit here.
Oh, okay.
Tell everybody what I don't do before the show with you. What is it that I do never? I never do.
Tell me what we're talking about.
Why?
You want I'm getting nervous. You want my real response, my unedited, pure, what are we doing?
Yeah. I want your
I'm asking you, what are we doing?
No, I want you to tell people exactly the reason why I never tell you, and that is because I want your real, honest, authentic.
You want the raw emotional response.
So when you said that about military people being down there, I hadn't even thought of that.
It's the first thing I thought about.
Exactly. So I'm saying these are things that are not even being thought of in this respect.
I was in training with a girl from Connecticut. Remember the house in San Antonio, my friend that came down and we went downtown? She and I were in training together.
Yeah. So she's from
Connecticut,
here.
right. Yeah. She went to UConn.
So that's my point, is that, look, this can be a celebration of the state. Yes, we have this display and it's simple and it's bland. But guess what? We can have real people and a real representation with WTIC. And hey, you know what? If any of the other guys want to come by, other broadcasters want to come by, they can do a shift. Why not?
This looks so, like, people are going to walk past this and go, oh, that's Connecticut, huh? Crap there.
Yeah. And I know some people are saying to themselves, the Constitution state didn't show up? We don't have to look like this, folks. We don't have to go out like this, as Cypress Hill once said.
Part of this should be about tourism, right? We want to draw people to the state. There's a huge economic opportunity if we are representing our state. And the fact that Ned Lamont doesn't want to send a delegation out to Manvat, that's going to cost $150,000 a day. Are you forking shirting me? I will run this booth, Ned, for $100. Give me $100 a day. I will be there every day. I'll change the flowers. Whatever you need me to do, I'll do $100 a day. I'll be your guy. There's my income.
I'm hoping.
See, I'm always angling there.
Yeah, I see. Let's take a break. We'll come back. More news, more views when we return. It's Reese on the Radio.
It's Reese on the Radio on NewsTalk 1080 WTIC.
You know what? I love the naysayers. They are my favorite people. Reggae Don just sent me this. They're not going to accommodate you. You're not living here long enough to represent Connecticut. With all due respect, the people who should be representing us aren't going down. But yet, people are now moving and shaking to at least try to do something. But you know what I did notice? You didn't pick up any phones either, Don. You're a person who is completely shutting it down, but you haven't even joined the fight. You're just completely destroying the idea by just saying, no, they're not going to represent you. Well, you know what I always say, right? If you don't want to help, shut up, sit down. Nobody asked you. You don't want to get into the fight. You don't even want to put any skin in the game. The first thing you want to do, and this is very, very important to recognize, Reggae Don. For the years that I've been here on WTIC, you have said, and I quote, I am always tearing the black man down. And what exactly are you doing? Projecting. Doing the exact thing that you claim to criticize me for. There has been no encouragement by you at all. Here's a black man that you listen to every day. You haven't jumped in to support him at all. You completely poo-pooed it. Do you understand why I can never take black libs seriously? You're the worst kind of liars. You know, you people scream and holler about Trump lies, Trump lies. Black liberals are the worst liars. You don't just lie to us, you lie to yourselves. So why not put your money, or at least your position where your mouth is? You have influence. People know who you are. You should be supporting this black man, which is, again, a criteria that you hold me to. Now, all of a sudden, you got no interest in helping out another black man. The first thing you're willing to do is to shut it down. Oh, it's never going to happen for you. Okay. I don't want to hear that nonsense anymore. Please don't criticize me about putting anybody down. You don't even want to join. You aren't even inspired. Let me find a way to help. It's a black man. It's a black man who needs my help. Come to the rescue. I'll come to his rescue. See if I get all my reggae friends to get together. Maybe we'll write a song. Didn't even bother. What's it? Whoa, they're never going to let you down there, man, yet. You're not from Connecticut long enough. They don't want to represent you. I know I sound mean. I'm sound mean-spirited, but stop. Just don't. You got to realize, please stop coming at me. I'm a better bully in the grand scheme. I am the better bully. I'm funnier, and I insult better. I can mock you till the cows come home. Just open your mouth, and I will find a way to completely destroy you. It's too easy for me. One breath. You never stand up for the black man. Here you go, black man, stand up for me. Well, they're never going to let you go. Even you, like nothing. All these people sharing the video, spreading it to anyone they know, telling them that this is a travesty. We need to be down there to represent our state. And you're standing around. Black man leading the charge. Yeah, they never let you down there. You won't even lift a finger. They always said it was a stereotype that the black man is lazy. Ask Reggae Don when you you can label yourself a when my probation, when is my probation to be a Connecticut resident up? Exactly. How long do I have to live here in order? Do I have to wait until October? Is it 2 years? Or is it like the length of going to high school? Do I have to wait 4 years before I'm a resident here? Yes, Brett, I will answer that by saying yes, there are, and there are 5. I want to say Illinois is one, Maine is another. And I'm trying to figure out the other 2. There are a couple of other states. I think it's 6 in total. It may be 5, but I'm certain it's one of those 2 numbers that have opted out. And the average cost of this is about $100,000, which is why some of these states opted out. But Connecticut being one of them, saying that they couldn't afford the manpower or provide the manpower for those many days. Let's get to the top of the hour news. John Silver's up. He's in the WTIC newsroom.
Reese on the radio, making sense of the news. Yeah, even when it makes no sense at all. Now on WTIC News Talk 1080.
Anyway, as if that weren't enough to deal with the whole thing with the Connecticut 250th. We're getting the word out. A lot of people are texting me now trying to come up with some ideas. Again, I totally appreciate. I don't think right now, I've already told my boss that we're probably not going to be able to do Saturday, but if we can at least do Friday, because I can then go down there, we can still broadcast live for this show on Friday. We can still get that done.
And then we could see our friends.
And we can see our friends, and you can see the boy, of course, for the 4th of July. We'll figure something out. We'll see what happens. I saw this yesterday during the show, and I knew I was going to talk about it. And I even talked a little bit about it with Sean Scanlon, the state comptroller. And I said it right.
Comptroller.
I did. Comptroller. I said it real fast, and it blends in the way that I pronounce the words comptroller. See? And he's a friend of Chris Murphy. And I explained to him, I'm not trying to be a jerk. I rag on Chris Murphy all the time. Of course I do. I poke fun at him all the time. But do I really believe that there is a welfare check that has to happen? I mean that. I'm telling you, I've seen the signs. I smelt it. I dealt it. I know.
It's easy to spot it when you got it.
When you got it.
Right.
And when a guy openly comes out and says, I wake up every day thinking about Donald Trump, that's a bit obsessive.
And starting a loneliness campaign. There's something going on.
Yo, I've got 2 children who are teenagers who live in Virginia, go to school in D.C. I've got to stay in D.C. so I can be close to them. And why are you close to them? Because, of course, you want to be in their lives. And you're always worried in this day and age, especially with social media and dangers, gangs, whatever the case, drug activity. You wake up every day as a parent thinking about what, Rozan?
Me?
Yeah, you think about every day. Who's on your mind?
My son.
Thank you.
I
Why?
love you, but my boy, because he's my baby.
That's
my
right.
Baby
That's
boy.
your baby. Yes, you're married and moved on. And he's 19 and he's driving, right? And you wake up every morning. You are so sensitive to him and the decisions that he makes driving 109.
Oh, my God. On I-95.
On I-95, driving 109 miles per hour. And again, every day you have to wake up doing it. Why? Because you know he's doing something reckless and silly. Stupid, if I might add. Stupid.
I think another thing that's keeping him in D.C. is this Tara McGowan.
Okay, I don't know anything about that. I don't want to get into that. But let me get to this point.
Okay.
So when you are like that, I say, dude, and when you're all over the place.
Right.
Is another thing.
Right,
in which he is. Now, I poke fun at him. And they do. It's not his fault.
Isn't it, though?
Yeah, it is his fault. Everybody hates Chris. Why? Because he does stupid things like this. He's promoting, I kid you not, $25 an hour across the board, raising the minimum wage 3 times the amount nationwide. He's trying to get it passed while Donald Trump is in office. Now, think about that. He says that everyone deserves a living wage and everyone should make $25 an hour. But where is Chris Murphy on no taxes on tips and no taxes on overtime? Has he been supportive of that from the big, beautiful bill? No. He has referred to it as the ugly bill. Right? The one big ugly bill. He has been lockstep with every one of his members of the Democrat Party and very much the governor of this state who says, no, we ain't giving up on that revenue and getting it into the general fund. Taxes on tips? Nope. No way. Taxes on overtime? We want it all, baby. Right. And now he's running around supposed to be the benevolent leader that says we need to raise the unemployment rate to over $25 an hour.
I'm just wondering, how close is Chris Murphy to handing out needles and building safe places to use?
I don't know.
It feels like we're getting he's starting to sound more and more and more and more like new scum.
Yes, and that's crazy. But let me read this. I want you to read this or listen to this report. This week in New York City, congressional primaries delivered wins with several candidates backed by the city's Democrat socialist mayor. These aren't your garden variety progressives. One of them had deleted social media page or history full of things like abolishing vice, police, prisons, and borders, plus support for seizing private property and nationalizing major industries. Another pushed nationalization of the airline industry, open borders, scrapping private health insurance. A third has a record of backing defund the police ideas and still taking a police security detail while trying to get rid of police all over the place. Former DNC chairman Jamie Harrison, he pushed back. He said, basically, if you hate the Democrat Party and what it stands for, don't run under our name. Don't use our money and volunteers. Fair point for any political party that wants to mean something. Well, here steps Senator Chris Murphy, who responded on social media to Jamie Harrison by saying this, quote, I don't know, man. Who is the Democrat Party if not the voters? Democrat voters choose candidates, not party leaders. And party leaders need to listen to what voters are telling us. And right now, they're depending on the party to be bolder.
What he just said, voters pick the leaders. You're not our leader.
Yeah, I know.
People need to get it together. These are not your leaders. They are your representation. I'm not talking to you. I'm saying so if Chris Murphy is your representative, what you're saying is Chris Murphy is me. Right. Chris Murphy lives like I live. Chris Murphy thinks like Chris Murphy values what he's not your leader. He doesn't come to you and say, listen, this is how you're supposed to be now. Mm-hmm. You tell him what you want. And the simple fact that he's saying that the voters pick the leader, what he's saying is socialism.
Oh, yeah. That's why it gets better. Some coverage has framed this as Murphy saying the Democrats should learn from the socialists in New York City. The Republican American editorial board called it what it looks like, embracing New York City radicals. Here's where it gets interesting. You know that Chris Murphy has a book called A Crisis of the Common Good, where he talks about America's spiritual unraveling, loneliness, cults of profit and consumption. He positions himself as a guy thinking deeply about what holds society together. But when actual radicals win who openly want to seize property, nationalize industries, and tear down core institutions, Murphy's response essentially says the voters spoke. Party leaders should get out of the way and let the party be bolder. No real pushback on whether those positions are compatible with the common good he claims to care about. Murphy has he always been this way? Not really. For years, he was a fairly standard liberal Democrat, heavy on gun control, mainstream on most issues. In recent years, he shifted hard towards economic populism, criticizing neoliberalism, and calling for more aggressive left-wing messages. That was all last year.
Do you know why?
Do you think it's because of his allegiance to Alex Soros?
No, it's because of the woman that he's dating and her allegiance to Soros.
People say that those two broke up?
Listen, just because they broke up doesn't mean that he didn't learn a lot from her. She taught him how to think in this mindset.
Oh, goodness gracious. He's having the Colin Kaepernick effect.
Well, what it really is cognitive dissonance, right? You see this when a spouse, because his marriage broke up. Why did his marriage break up?
I don't know.
I know you don't know.
People have rumored that he broke up because he was having an affair or something. I don't know if that's true.
Because he was having an affair. It's interesting how the relationship with this woman, I mean, there are pictures of him in D.C.
Yeah, I've saw the pictures.
Right? So all of a sudden, here's this young, attractive girl that, standing next to the old wife who's bore my children. The reason why it's one thing for men to sleep around and just sleep around.
Allegedly. We don't know that he did that.
I'm not saying him.
Okay.
It's one thing for a man to sleep around and just sleep around. It's another thing for a man to blow up his life to be with another woman, right?
Right. I'm
not saying this is Chris Murphy. I'm saying this is
a pattern.
This is a real phenomenon that happens.
Okay.
When a man decides to blow up his entire life with his children, his wife of X amount of years, a phenomenal career, a stable home, to go be with this young, exciting new relationship, everything about that man changes. Now, you don't have to believe me. You can literally, there's research on it, right?
Really? Because I've never done that.
You weren't falling in love with women you were sleeping with. You were just sleeping with other women.
Okay, fair.
There's a difference. When a man decides that he now needs to explode his entire life to go be with this young, hot thing, everything about him changes. What he believes in changes, the way he behaves, the way he dresses, where he lives, the car he drives, the money he spends.
He's like a physical new haircut.
Maybe he starts drinking and drugging. He starts changing his political views. Everything changes. And again, don't take Rozan's word for it. Just having experienced this happen to me, doing enough research, trying to figure out who is this man and what is that? Like, why is he now wearing, dressing like a freaking Brit? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
When a man becomes so enamored with a paramour, everything changes. He wants to he's so obsessed with her. What she thinks, he now thinks. She is the muse. She is the paramour. She is everything. She has this enlightened way about her. Everything she thinks is, wow, I never thought of it. I would really like you to correlate this alleged affair with where he's at today.
Look, but it doesn't, here's what I'm saying. It doesn't make sense because everything hear me out.
I'm listening.
Everything that you just laid out, let me tell you where I'd say the break, the cracks are in your argument. When you are having this relationship and you said the woman or the paramour is new and exciting and you're dressing different and your politics, if not the way in which you look at the world is different. You probably smoke cigarettes with your fingers underneath the cigarette as opposed to, it's like you become French, well, whatever the case is. But usually your attitude adjusts in a positive way. No, you're going to tell me that it becomes more, angry? Because this is, looking for a guy to say that he wakes up every day thinking about Donald Trump. That doesn't sound like you're in a joyous new relationship or exciting relationship.
Therein lies the issue. So the creator of this program called Marriage Helper, his name is Dr. Joe Beam, B-E-A-M.
Okay.
Joe Beam is a sexologist, a relationship therapist. He is an ordained minister. He's also a recovering alcoholic. Okay. He left his first wife. They were married for 20 years. They had several children. He leaves her because he falls in love with this younger woman from work.
Okay.
He starts drinking. He starts drugging. He's now having, relations with this woman that are riskier than he would have been happier, to embark. He went into deep debt. He almost permanently damaged the relationship with his children.
Wow.
He walked away from his religion. He almost destroyed his career, all because of this woman. Now, this isn't a one-off. Dr. Joe Beam has written books about this. He has been on talk shows about this. The cognitive dissonance that is created from what is the name of the it's not real love, but it's the feelings that you have when you're engaging in an affair.
Okay.
It's forbidden.
Right.
It is new. It causes you to act in ways that are
irrational.
Not only irrational, but contrary to your core values.
Okay, that's true.
So, seeing this relationship and Chris Murphy's newfound
interests?
No, liberalism.
Okay.
Sorry, my brain's not working today. So finding this shift in who he used to be and who he is today.
What seems to change every other month.
You don't understand what is happening in the mind of a man who is actively engaged in an affair.
That's if indeed he is in one. We don't know. You keep saying he is. I don't know who he's dating.
Limerence. That's the name of the word, limerence.
Right.
Limerence is the chemical balance, the chemical shifting happening inside the brain when you're engaged with another person.
Okay.
It is comparable to cocaine.
But remember,
right?
So he and his wife were separated, so whatever's going on now wouldn't be described as an affair. He and his wife are no longer together.
Right.
According to published reports, they separated.
When?
So whatever he said, sorry?
When did they separate?
Oh, I don't know. Last 2 Novembers ago, I think.
Right.
But nonetheless, the objective here is to categorize it as straight. Because if it isn't it's not an affair. It's not secretive, right? If in this point he's dating someone,
and so that's part of the problem with limerence. Limerence is far more intoxicating, and the draw is tighter when there's secrecy, when there's the sneaking around. This is documented. Like, there is scientific documentation behind this spanning over 50 years.
Okay.
Once the affair is no longer a secret, it's open, you start to see the relationship falling apart. The cracks in the facade. However...
Whoa, are you suggesting that it was a steadier relationship when it was secretive?
Yes.
Oh, I didn't... Okay, I would have never...
I know. I'm telling you.
I'm hearing this for the first time. So
I was trying to save my marriage, right? Before you and I.
Right.
I was trying to save my marriage. And so I started really investigating in this. I actually went with the ex to a seminar, a 3-day seminar where all of this was discussed, because I was trying really hard to hold on to this marriage.
This was the seminar you told me about in Memphis.
In Tennessee.
Yeah. Okay.
Nashville.
Yeah.
Outside of Nashville. But I digress. When the relationship is secret and it's hidden, it's intense, it's passionate, there's that secrecy that is driving the intensity of we can't be together. It draws us closer together, right? Like a mom, you can't date him. He's bad for you. But I love him. Right. Oh, you know what? He's a great guy. You know what? I really don't like him. That's what's going on. So now that the relationship is out in the open, you see the relationship is falling apart or it's no longer a thing. However, he is still in that drug-induced, and I'm using air quotes, limerence is a drug. It's a naturally occurring chemical imbalance in the brain. That is still very active inside of his brain.
If indeed he's going through this.
And he is still mourning the loss of that relationship, but the behavior remains intact. The affair behavior remains intact unless and until he's been able to walk through that and process it. And that's usually, once they've come out of that, is usually when you will see reconciliation between the husband and the wife, if that is in fact what is happening. Now, if you would have let me finish, I would have
Well, I'm just saying, because you're saying it in a very matter-of-fact way. We don't know this.
I was just saying I said a man on an affair.
Well, we have to be, listen, on the radio, we have to be very clear.
And I was, if you'd have let me finish,
Yeah.
If that is in fact what Chris Murphy is going through. I can tell you, as a person who has experienced your partner being in a limerent affair, that there are a significant amount of similarities that are hard for me to look at and go, nah. But again, we tend to see the world through our eyes, right? So that everything in the world is perceived through how I've experienced life up to this point. My past traumas, my past triumphs, everything is coloring the way that I see the world. I'm just seeing something that appears very, normal. Now, if this assuming, hypothetically, this affair did happen, she had a very heavy influence on his political beliefs.
Many people have said that behind the scenes and in front of the scenes. But I was just trying to get to the $25 an hour argument and the whole changing
well, you know
of
what?
his opinion.
Everybody just got a lesson on limerence and affairs and the psychosis that it instills in the brain. I apologize.
You got to let me do the thing.
Sorry.
Just
listen, sometimes, what do they call it? Honeypot.
Yeah. I don't know. No, again, I don't know. Many people, look, I know there are people who know him or people who have associated with him, who have engaged with him. They've said plenty of things. I look at that, take it with a grain of salt. I'm just saying, and I'm looking at sort of the base stuff and what I can say and what I can observe. And that's what I said. Talking about waking up every day, saying that you're thinking about Donald Trump every day when you have 2 young children at home, that's not normal or natural. If he's saying it for a fact, that's one thing, but it's not something you should be saying for a fact.
It really puts your mental
Yes, it puts it on full display.
Well, it definitely puts it under question and
yes.
scrutiny. People are wondering what the heck is going on.
Yes, that's all I'm saying. And you're like, alleged affairs and all this other stuff.
I'm just saying all this shifting and this dramatic shift over the last year and
2 years, in fact.
This alleged affair has been going on for a little bit more than 2 years, supposedly.
I don't know if I heard that they're no longer dating. That's the last I heard.
I've not heard that.
Okay, well.
So I'll look into it.
We'll take a break. We'll be back.
Gossip column.
Railroad the whole thing.
You're welcome.
We'll be back. It's Reese on the radio.
Spider-Man. Hey, he's your friendly neighborhood Reese on the radio. Right now on News Talk 1080 WTIC.
All right, we're back. Reese on the radio, Rozan on the radio, News Talk 1080 WTIC. I'm behind, but you know more about Connecticut than lots of people who've been here their whole lives, Kimberly writes. Thank you, Kimberly. I try to. Kimberly also writes, $25 hour a minimum wage will usher in AI and automation real quick, especially in this town, especially in these parts. You can damn well bet that's going to happen. And this, by the way, is a perfect example of how I know that Chris Murphy does not understand something as simple as business. I was watching the video of this, I guess, campaign and people talking about making a minimum wage or making a livable wage and all this other stuff. And I couldn't help but see these people and say, why can't they choose another job? Why did I even think that? Does anybody remember when the coal miners were kicked off their jobs? They were closing down coal mines across the country. Do you remember that?
Yeah.
Do you remember what they told them? What they said about closing those coal mines? That the coal mine workers should learn to what?
IT and computer programming.
Learn to code.
Right.
That was the line. Learn to code. But yet, not one of the people that they're talking about who need, they need to pay $25 an hour now. Not once did any of these people say, why don't they learn to code? That's the interesting thing. Somebody was in the video said that they only make $11 an hour. Another person said they make $10 an hour. The minimum wage, ladies and gentlemen, is like $7.45. Is it $7.65, $7.75? I don't know. It's something in the $7. I made $9.20. I made $10 an hour.
My first job, I made $5.25 an hour.
Damn.
I was 14.
$5.20. What were you doing?
I was. You and I had the same first job.
McDonald's?
The
host.
Dining room.
Oh, yeah. They called us the host.
You clean tables, take out trash.
Hey, mop boy!
Floors.
That's what they called me, the host. Yes, I clean tables and mop the floors. That was exactly right. And the host, I'll never forget my name tag, said host. Oh, I hated that job. But you know what? It was great. I remember people making fun of me when I left McDonald's on my first day of work. I walked out with my McDonald's hat on my head. And the kids who worked there laughed at me. And they said, nobody leaves McDonald's wearing their full uniform. I was proud.
So was I.
Really?
Of course. I had a job. I was gainfully employed. Back when I had a job working at McDonald's, I worked at McDonald's when I was 14, and then I worked at McDonald's again when I was 16. So I worked full-time and went to high school full-time.
Yeah.
I was happy to have a job because this means that I'm a contributing member of society. I'm taking my first steps toward adulting, but I'm responsible.
Yeah. I'm big.
Yeah, I guess. In essence,
yeah.
I'm big. I'm a big kid now.
Yeah.
I just thought about Big Daddy. I can wipe my own. Yeah. That's basically what it felt like. But there's a pride. Back then it was you worked at McDonald's and you knew that what you were learning were valuable skills. Mm-hmm. And now you go to McDonald's and I personally would rather go to the little automated machine than have to deal with those people that work there. I'm telling you, when I left that McDonald's job, the reason why I kept my uniform on, it was a sense of pride that I'm big. Someone trusted me with something. Right? Like employment. Like, I walked into a place, asked for a job, and the guy said, yes, sure. You can. Yes, kid. Yeah, sure, kid. Put on a uniform. Grab an apron. Give it all you got. And you walk out and you just kind of go, and sure, there are some people who mock you, because you're wearing your McDonald's uniform, but I wore it as a sense of pride. It was a rite of passage. Weird how that's changed in the last couple of years, but it's bizarre. Going to the phones right now. Let's go to Thomas in Thomaston. Hello, sir.
No, I'm good.
Can you hear me, sir?
Yes.
Thomas?
Yes, please.
Thomas is
at McDonald's.
He's at McDonald's. It sounded like he was at McDonald's. We'll get back to Thomas in a second. Let's go to Dave. Hello, Dave.
Hey, good afternoon, Reese. Pleasure to speak with you and your lovely bride.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
I saw the thing today with Murphy and the $25 minimum wage thing.
Yeah.
And my first thought was, might be off the reservation a little bit. When Murphy first got into office, his net worth was like, I don't know, negative 200. He was like 200,000. He's like in bankruptcy.
He was in debt, and yes.
Now his net worth is in the millions. Mm-hmm. Now, as a senator, you make 100, whatever the heck it is, a year.
Right.
And in his particular case, the math doesn't work. So, how do you acquire all his money? So I threw it out there today. I said, you know what? Thank you, Senator Murphy. If you're gonna use some of your insider trading money to subsidize this, I owe you a debt of gratitude.
Right. I think we would all say, talk about paying it forward, right? Because that's all he ever screams about is the oligarchs and the millionaires and the billionaires who don't pay their fair share. As I always say, dude, you got to step up first. Lead by example.
The dirty little secret is the insider trading happens almost in plain sight. Everybody knows about it, huh?
He's on the Pelosi financial plan.
But the other thing I thought about too earlier this week, maybe late last week, I guess in Detroit, 1,000 jobs are going to go bye-bye because of robotics. Now we saw this coming. This has nothing to do with AI, maybe a little bit, maybe more than I know.
Right.
But the robotics, because it gets down to your overhead, it gets down to a robot is not going to call in sick like I do a lot.
Yeah.
It's not going to require a coffee break. It's not going to complain. It's not going to go running to the Union Store and you look at them across.
That's right.
And they can run 24/7. Now I don't even know what the return on investment would be per unit. They're not cheap. I don't even have a dollar for a couple $1 million a piece. But how quickly can they get their return on investment based on labor savings?
Yeah.
So,
you know what I was thinking about, Dave, as you're mentioning this, right? The cost effectiveness that a lot of these organizations would have. So, I don't know if you know about this, but Elon Musk has just put out this robo-taxi. Have you heard of this?
I have.
Okay.
Is it working okay?
No, I hear that they are, but think about the robo-taxi. He's putting them out for you to purchase. Like, let's say you want to be an Uber guy and you want to have a fleet, right? So you buy with an investment, maybe you have some investors and you buy about 5 cars, right? So you buy about 5 cars and you do Uber with all 5 of them. There again, you don't have to pay somebody to drive the car. They'll just do the job. You'll man it from one hub, whatever the case may be, right? It'll all be digital. Imagine what you could do with DoorDash or Uber Eats or all of those things. Though, if you start investing in that, we don't have delivery drivers anymore. DoorDash, forget about it. People, that car could just drive up to somebody's, home, open up the trunk, your food's there, ready to go. And those are the first industries that are going to be obsolete.
I'm thinking back to this $25 an hour thing.
Yeah.
Now, you owned a business, okay? You have, after you cover your overhead, you have X amount of dollars left, okay? And depending on what your margins are, it's not what people think. I owned a business years ago. They thought you're rich. No, you don't get it. I may move money around, but what percentage of that is not what you think. Anyway, you put a gun to somebody's head and say, hey, look, you will pay this guy $25 an hour.
Right.
And then you say to them, well, what are you going to do about increasing my bottom line to cover this $25 an hour? They're going to tell you to go pound sand.
That's right.
So what do you do to survive in business? You got to start looking where you can cut.
Yep.
And that's ultimately what's going to happen. So insider trading, Christopher Murphy, you're listening, they're on to you, okay? I'm not going any further because I'm a gentleman. But trust me, with you, it's not easy.
Yeah.
Okay?
It's a good point, sir.
All right, have a great day.
Thank you, man. I really
weekend.
appreciate it, man. Have a great weekend, too. We'll take a break. Stand by. We'll get back to the phone calls there. Who is this message coming from? I said, Fred says, hi, Reese. Murphy is texting for mobilization funds today for the end of month FEC fundraising for end of June. This guy is a professional beggar. Wow. Why Mike says, I want to know how any senator or congressman becomes a multimillionaire. I don't care if it's Murphy or Dan Crenshaw or Nancy Pelosi or everybody's least favorite puppet, Byron Donald. Byron Donald is his foil this month for White Mike. He's just absolutely angry with that guy. And thank you. Ann says, love your show. Keep up the fight. And we certainly will. And thank you so much. I think that was it. Yeah. Anyway, if you want to join us, go to WTIC.com so you can listen on the app or go to ResearchRadio.com so you can watch us live. So stand by. We'll return. More news, more views, weather and traffic. Also coming up in the BPS Lawyers Traffic Center. It's Reese on the Radio.
It's Reese on the Radio on NewsTalk 1080 WTIC.
All right, we're back. More news and more views coming up. And in particular, we have to talk about John Bolton, who has taken a plea deal. And we've got some audio sound bites for that as well. So stand by for all that and more. Also, what's happening next week on the program. TJ Duarte is coming in for Future So Bright on Monday. We've got Chai. What is her full name? I know that I had it just a minute ago. Amy Chai. We're going to have her, I believe, on Tuesday at 4 o'clock. Also, I got to get back in touch with Peter Lamage, who I saw a video yesterday. He was at the Ryan Fazio meet and greet yesterday. He spoke talking about the SAVE Act. He was talking about that at the meet and greet. So I'm going to have him here on a program next week. I know there's 2 others that may be coming in as well. Some people sent me some information about a post about some investigation going on in the Republican Party. I'll get to the bottom of that later on today. Expect an answer about it in full detail on Monday as well. If you have heard about this and you've seen it online, I will have answers for you Monday. So hold tight. I will get that info, and I will get it from not just the source, but the subject. So stand by for that immediately on Monday. Also, I want to talk about something Linda Sinkowitz mentioned yesterday about the Postmaster General and what he is doing as it relates to mail-in ballots. Not only do I have the case law but it looks like there's a strong argument for the federal government to put an end to the shenanigans that happened with mail-in balloting. So we'll get to that as well. What was the other thing that I needed to get into here? Oh, yes. Cannot forget this today. Socialism in New York as it relates to the Democrat Socialist of America. There is an average age, there is an average race, and there is an average college degree.
14 years?
No, that's Chevalier.
Oh, my bad.
Just in general. The crazy part about this is, can you believe it? A racial revolution in this country that is being forged by the Democrat Socialists of America. When you hear the demographics on this organization, 80,000 strong, which, by the way, is enough for a revolution. There's enough.
I just want to say that although the federal law prohibits activation and utilization of arms against American citizens by the military, come for us.
This one is different. What they're doing is different. I'm telling you, they don't have the wherewithal to do anything in that regard. They want to infiltrate politically.
They're sleazy.
Yes, exactly, yeah. And slinky. Mm-hmm. But when you break down this demographic, it will blow your mind. The numbers are absolutely astounding, and this report reveals it all. And this is coming directly from their ranks. So I want to get into that as well. So when we return, the top of the hour, second half of the show, we will break down John Bolton and his charges, how much time he's going to do, why all of this is ironic. And what I really want to do is put a pin in all of those people who spent so much time saying John Bolton was a part of the Trump administration, and he even said that Donald Trump deserves to be indicted. Doesn't that mean anything, Reese? Yes. Yes, it does. And you're going to regret those words when we get back, which again always happens. I'm going to stop calling it the Trump curse. I'm going to call it the Reese curse. Because everything that you've all said to me, you give me something to throw back in your face, and it's brilliant. Or as Will Ferrell would say, glorious. It is glorious. Stand by for that. Mark Christopher. No, Sue Aller. That's right. It's Friday. Sue Aller is in for Mark Christopher. She is in the BPS Lawyers Traffic Center. All right, first half down, second half set to begin. More news and more views than you can shake a stick at. We'll talk a little bit more about the Great American State Fair, about where we are. Some people are making some phone calls and trying to contact people online to see if we could get something to happen. Looks like there's some interesting individuals who are calling on the phone. We'll see if we can get to them as well shortly. Kimberly wants us to know that her first job was lifeguarding, Rozan.
Nice. And
she got paid $5.25 an hour back in 1994. $5.25 an hour to save a life.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Top dollar, baby.
Yeah. I guess Roland remembers that in 1994. I can't remember what I was doing there. You were a paper boy? Really? What paper were you delivering? Was it like a what do you call a Louisiana paper? It had to have been. No? Connecticut paper? It had to be a Connecticut paper.
Local.
How local?
Local,
like a Beantown Bee or something?
New Orleans Tribune or something like that.
Oh, something like that. Just like neighborhood paper.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Is that a good job? Did you do it on a bike? That's my question. Did you do it on a bike?
I did not, because I had a long street. So I did. And if you know down south,
yeah,
you can see like 10 miles down the road.
Sure, straight one road, yeah.
Because there's no hills and stuff. So
yeah.
I had a long street and I had a basket that had to carry it. So I had to roll a basket.
So you would pull a basket?
Yeah, I pulled a basket.
That's a great job. Oh, my goodness. I wish I could have done that. I would have loved that job as a kid. How old were you again?
I was 12.
12. Yeah, that would have been perfect. I'd have done that. You get all your steps in, too. Let's get to another check of weather and traffic. Sue Aller's in for Mark Christopher. She's in the BPS Lawyers Traffic Center.
It's Reese on the radio on News Talk 1080 WTIC.
All right, we're back. What's that look for?
I'm just thinking you're over there working, and I'm like, oh, grocery list.
That's what you're doing?
I'm literally working on a grocery
Really?
List right now, yeah.
Well, at least you're
being productive.
Yeah, that's
allegedly.
All I can say. Yeah. I want to get into this. I'm sorry. Guys on the phone, stand by. I'll get to you in due course, but I want to get to this now. So to give you a little background, being this person who was on the radio before I was on WTIC, or even during the time I was on WTIC just as a fill-in host, people would always yell to me. And trust me, liberals are in my life, I would believe, more so than your everyday life. You listeners, because I know a lot of you try to stay as far away from them as you can. Although I think you shouldn't. Don't get me wrong. I'm not echoing that sentiment. You should have more and more liberals in your life because life should be about an exchange of ideas, in my view. And my experience with that has been helpful, fruitful. It has given me an opportunity to change hearts and minds and get people to think. And sometimes it's not going to be, I can get them to change 50% of what they believe. Sometimes I just get 10, but I'm grateful for any person that I can get to think critically. Think. That's all. Not just don't take my word for it. So in that, with dealing with liberals, they always think they are getting a one-up on me. Some people turn me into their white whale. Used to have plenty of these guys. You know one of them. Jay King is a big proponent of that.
Used to do called
right.
Idiots All Day.
Right. Always had to come at me when some story came across. Reggae Don does it every day. He heard a story and says, "See, why you protect that president? I told you he's a racist." But when these people, and Reggae Don is one of the people in this particular case with John Bolton, who always told me, couldn't stop telling me, that even people of Donald Trump's cabinet, John Bolton in particular, said that Donald Trump was guilty of taking classified documents, saying, in fact, that he had no right as president of the United States to declassify them. Now, you need a degree of cognitive dissonance to think that, especially if you listen to the dum-dums and the dodos who are on cable television. Mm-hmm. They don't care about lying to you. They want you to repeat the nonsense. They don't want you to do that research because, as Brian Stelter told you, research is dangerous. Don't you dare dabble in it. And I want to give you some of those examples that you guys couldn't stop raving about.
Give me a sense of where you think the truth lies with respect to Trump's intelligence, carelessness, and the degree to which he might have brought motive to bear on taking these documents out of the White House and keeping them for this long at Mar-a-Lago.
Well, it's very hard to speculate on motive other than that he liked cool things. He saw things so he wanted to take them, and he was pretty much able to take them, and not just on classified information matters, on all kinds of things that crossed his desk. Some days he liked to eat a lot of French fries. Some days he took classified documents. He wanted them. Why did he want them? Because he could get them.
Yeah, he was mocking him smugly. Sometimes he liked French fries. Sometimes he likes taking classified documents, John Bolton told us. Right? He's being a real jerk. He went on. He did it in other shows, but it's always MSNBC or CNN. But here's CNN.
Give me a sense of where you think.
Wrong place. This one.
Republicans used to believe that not prosecuting criminals led to more crime. The answer here is take the politics out of the decision, and in this case, proceed with the prosecution and do the same for anybody else who does anything even remotely like it. Just read the indictment and ask yourself, if the government can prove what they allege here, shouldn't this man go to jail? The simple fact he had the documents for any reason or no reason should subject him to prosecution.
I love that. That was a great sound right there.
And let's not forget the piece de resistance. This is the one all of you hung your hats on. This was a death knell. Because John Bolton, a guy you wouldn't agree with on any other day. This guy's a George W. Bush lackey. He's a clown in your view. But when he said these words, it was like, for you, Christmas come early. Remember? John Bolton told you this.
He has committed very serious crimes. This is a devastating indictment. I speak here as an alumnus of the Justice Department myself, because not only is it powerful, it's very narrowly tailored. They didn't throw everything up against the wall to see what would stick. This really is a rifle shot, and I think it should be the end of Donald Trump's political career.
The reason why that is so bittersweet, ladies and gentlemen, because of this.
This morning, just moments ago, John Robert Bolton II pled guilty in federal court to the unlawful retention of national defense information. According to the terms of the plea agreement, Mr. Bolton faces a maximum sentence of up to 5 years in prison, followed by a term of up to 3 years of supervised release. He will also pay a fine of $2.25 million and will forfeit his pension under the HIS Act. As National Security Advisor to the President of the United States, Mr. Bolton had access to and was responsible for safeguarding the most sensitive national defense information, including classified material. Mr. Bolton knew how to handle classified information, where it should be stored, how it should be stored, and with whom he could share that information. He also knew the damage to national security that could be caused by mishandling that sensitive information. Nevertheless, as Mr. Bolton just admitted, he put our national security at grave risk in violation of the law. Our system of classified information is designed to protect sensitive information that would jeopardize national security if mishandled. And the national defense information at issue in this case was classified at the highest classification levels. The document in count 12, for example, revealed intelligence about an adversary's plans for an attack conducted against U.S. forces in another country. It contained human intelligence using sensitive sources and methods, and it discussed a covert action program. As Mr. Bolton admitted, he shared more than 1,000 pages of information about his day-to-day activities.
What? What? Holy moly! Wait! Let me go back here. I'm sorry there, Missy. You gotta have to repeat yourself.
U.S. forces in another country. It contained human intelligence using sensitive sources and methods, and it discussed a covert action program. As Mr. Bolton admitted, he shared more than 1,000 pages of information about his day-to-day activities as the National Security Advisor, including information related to the national defense, with two individuals who neither had the security clearances nor the need to know that information.
Damn. And he was the one telling everybody how guilty Donald Trump was, and, wait for it, an end of his political career. Rama asked a very important question, and it would be a dereliction of duty if I didn't ask the question, and that is, has anyone checked John Bolton's mustache for further evidence? It's worth a round of applause.
Dad jokes are strong.
All right. With all of that, wow, that's hot. That microphone is hot. Anyway, let's get to the phones real quick. Grant is calling from Newington. How you doing, Grant?
I'm doing pretty good. And Reese, God bless you.
Thank you,
sir. God bless your family.
Thank
and
you.
God bless the USA.
All right.
Yes. I've got a couple questions on your setup that you need down in Washington.
Okay.
I have an idea off site. I don't know if you want it right in front of the White House or where.
Okay.
But I don't know what you're looking for. No. A good setup would be at the Arlington National Cemetery out in the middle of the parking lot. And
you can't really do much on. So that was my first duty station. So in order to make that happen, you got to go through PAO, and that's going to take a long time.
That takes like 6 months before you get an approval for that?
No, I'm guessing maybe a week or so because you've got to go through MDW, then it trickles down to
I have no idea what those letters mean. I'm sorry.
Military District of Washington. Getting
Army
on
language.
Post,
Yeah.
Getting on post is no problem.
Yeah.
I can get us on post, but being able to set up anything with cameras and recording devices.
Yeah, understood. Because of sensitivity there.
Right.
What, Grant? Did you have any other ideas?
Okay, now there's a group that you help raise money for during the winter. Has anybody from them ever contacted you and say, yeah, we got a place over here you could go?
No, but that is a good lead. I hadn't thought of that. And I know exactly who to contact. I have a name and a number to definitely, I will reach out to that one. That's a great idea. Thank you, Grant. And what was another one? Did you have a third?
Well, I just want to say that we're pulling for you, and if you got my Facebook.
Yeah. I saw you when you told me that you were going to call up, so I was anticipating it.
Okay, and then if you need help with something, just let me know.
You got it, sir. Thank you so much. Thank you always for your support, Grant.
And yes, and the last thing I want to say is congratulations on your 7 years.
Oh, thank you. I appreciate you. Thank you, sir.
And I'll say another prayer to have 7 more years for you.
That's right. Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Okay, you take care.
Thank you, man. You too. Let's go to Bill real quick. Is this Bill? I haven't heard from. No, I went to Joe. Sorry, Joe. Hold on for me. Sorry, Joe. I'll get back to you. I miss Bill. Is this Bill? I haven't heard from in a while. Hello, Bill.
Yes, it is.
Hey.
How are you, Reese?
I'm good, sir. Bill, I'm going to, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to get you in touch with Rama. You know what I think you should do? And I'm not saying this to be, I don't mean it in a subversive way. You have such an interesting voice. You got to do voiceovers. I really do. I believe you should do voiceovers.
Well, I'm certainly not averse to that.
I believe you should. What do you got going, Bill?
A couple of things. Next time you and Rozan are in Torrington, you need to check out Market Street Creative on Lawton Street. I believe it used to be an old factory, but now it's like it's a bunch of little shops. I know probably more interesting for Rozan than for you, but...
That's okay. It's always about Rozan. Don't think about me. The objective... Listen to me. I'll put it to you this way, Bill. I want you to think about it. I want everybody to think about this when you guys give us ideas of places to go, okay? Yeah. This is all about entertaining Rozan. You are helping me entertain her, right? It's a distraction.
I'm
so
a puppy.
I am... Me, you could put me in a room with, with a crayon, and I'm entertained. Rozan is the person that you got to appease here.
I am. I'm a puppy.
Okay, and after you're done strolling there, you need to go over and have a meal and see my friends over at the Twin Colony Diner.
Okay, and I definitely will set that up. We're running on a break. Let me grab one more before I go. I appreciate you, Bill. And I'm telling you, I'm going to get you in touch with somebody, a good friend of mine who knows how to get it. Your voice is unique. You got to do voiceovers, man.
Okay. Thanks, Reese. Have a great weekend.
Thank you, man. You too. He should. He totally should. Joe, what's up, Simsbury? Joe, what's going on, sir?
So, real quick comment about John Bolton and then something that's gone on in the last 24 hours, which I think people should be aware of.
Okay.
So, let's face the reality here of what we just heard with regards to John Bolton.
Mm-hmm.
John Bolton was in a position where he was in the Trump White House. He knew exactly what Donald Trump had taken.
That's right.
Because the fact is, Donald Trump took national security information.
Correct.
But what Donald Trump took is what we're going to be learning about in a couple of weeks, which is stuff having to do with treason and the potential destruction of Israel from Barack Obama and Hillary Clinton. I guarantee it.
Wow.
So why did John Bolton, knowing that, go off on TV and go against not just Donald Trump, but the United States of America?
Indeed, right. He was setting up, that was the whole thing. He was setting up a narrative to undo the former president at the time.
Yeah. So the other thing I wanted to mention, too, is that yesterday in Houston and Dallas, I don't know if you saw the videos of the Islamic marches in the city.
Yeah.
That is beyond chilling. And now we have the Supreme Court saying to Trump that he can remove Haitians and Syrians.
Correct.
We have the news of, and I feel bad for people that don't know what she looks like, an absolutely stunningly beautiful young woman, probably about 21, 22 years old in Iran, who sang a song on a live stream without wearing a Sharia-compliant hijab.
Saw that.
And they are going to, unless we can get her out of that country, they are going to give her 74 lashes.
Wow.
And what I'm going to say here is, I know people are going to be bothered by it. I'm still thinking through it myself. There's a lot of stuff that's been going on other places having to do with Islam here in the United States.
To hold on, Joe. You may have to hold on for me. Let me go to this hard break real quick to weather and traffic. I'm going to catch you on the other side. I'm going to let you get that opportunity, okay?
Okay, thank you.
All right, no problem, of course. I don't want to cut the guy off. Let's get another check of weather and traffic. Sue Aller's in for Mark Christopher. She's in the BPS Lawyers Traffic Center.
Stay locked in. Reese on the radio is on WTIC News Talk 1080.
All right, before we get back into weather and traffic, let me bring back in Simsbury Joe real quick. I'm sorry I had to keep you on so long. What was the last thing you wanted to say? And you got about 2 minutes.
Thank you. So what I'm going to say here, and I wasn't the one that came up with this idea. This was provided to me by a Muslim gentleman probably about 5 years ago that I met. Mm-hmm. And he explained to me all about Sharia law. I thought I knew about Sharia law. He really explained it to me.
Right.
And this is what people are going to say, ooh, do we want to go down that path? I have a feeling if we don't go down this path, we are going to be in big, big trouble. And that is some sort of loyalty to the United States and no loyalty to Sharia law. Mm. Because I know so many Muslims that are good people here in the United States. They want no part of the Sharia garbage, but then we know for a fact we got a whole bunch of them because we see a lot of women in Michigan walking around head to toe covered up because their men, are making them practice Sharia law. Mm. I think it's going to be time very soon that we are going to have to ask these people the question. Is your loyalty to the Constitution of the United States or to Sharia law?
Yeah.
If it's Sharia law, we will provide transportation for you to leave.
What I'm going to do for you, Joe, if you haven't, and this is a video that's going to answer the question you just asked. So you remember I used to play Ari Horowitz here on the show? He was the guy who famously did that video of the Berkeley white folks talking about black people and ID. Well, he did the same thing going into Dearborn and other areas in that area and asked the young men, the Muslim men, what would they rather have, the Constitution or Sharia law? I'm going to text that to you during the break. You need to watch it and spread it because it answers the question that you just asked.
Well, I mentioned God Saad yesterday, and there's something that he reposted from a Muslim professor.
Yeah.
And they flat out said, within the next decade, if we don't deal with this, we will be like Syria.
Yeah, I know.
I feel like
so I don't know as much as they do. I'm going to believe them. They're talking against their own people, knowing full well what their people believe.
That's right. Thanks, Joe.
Thank you.
You got it. All right, let's get another check of weather and traffic. Sue Aller in for Mark Christopher. She's in the BPS Lawyers Traffic Center.
It's Reese on the radio on News Talk 1080 WTIC.
I really, really apologize to Chad Morrow. You want to hear something wild? So Rozan and I used to live, of course, in Virginia. And he worked for a station down there, WTOP, and I saw his name, and I said, wait a minute, I know that guy. And I thought he was just calling the station. I didn't know he was filling in doing weather here on the program. Chad, I'm sorry. Please forgive me. And Roland, I'm sorry. I screwed up, and please forgive me. I should have known better. John Silva's in this going, what's this knucklehead doing? Sorry, John. I completely screwed up. I'll figure it out. I'll figure it out in due course. So everyone continues to talk about the New York City races, I should say. Mamdani won 8 races, not 3. He had some state seats that he filled as well. 5 of those, plus the 3 Congress seats. And many people are talking about the people who were elected, as they should. They have made a lot of controversial statements, from Kamala Harris, Barack Obama is evil, Joe Biden is a rapist and a war criminal. Barack Obama didn't get that moniker with all the drone strikes, but, whatever. Que sera, sera. But they said some other inflammatory things like no borders, no police, no prisons. And you may notice that, with the exception of a few, many of them are people of color, these candidates. And you also may have heard in the New York Post that the majority of the people who voted for these candidates of color who wish to completely destroy Western civilization are affluent, college-educated white folks. But that's not all. According to a thread, some information has come out based upon the Democratic Socialists of America's own 2021 survey. Democrat Socialists of America's membership is roughly 85% white. The average age is 33 years old, and more than 80% of them have college degrees. 35% of those have postgraduate degrees. There's more than double the national, that's almost double the national average. Nearly 30% were already making over 6 figures back in 2021. And the graphic making the rounds calls them exactly what they are, champagne socialists. These aren't the working class revolutionaries they try to invoke. They're highly educated, mostly white professional class, tech, academia, nonprofits, office jobs, using the language of poor while living very differently. Now, I heard some people in my chat room saying things, or in my personal chat room, saying things like, well, Reese, this is what New Yorkers chose. Yeah. Under normal circumstances, these people would be pariahs now, wouldn't they? Wouldn't they? They would be the evildoers.
Well, when we were still a nation that believed in patriotism and the American way, yes.
No, these evildoers are white, affluent, college-educated.
I thought you were talking about socialists.
No, these people.
Those people are the American dream. That's what we want.
I would want them to, but in today's age, people who are affluent, white, and wealthy, again, these are six-figure salaries.
The bad man.
Yeah, these guys would be considered the bad guy. Here they are funding this extremist rhetoric. They are picking these candidates. And as I said yesterday, these are the people who are going to ensure, because remember, they have the political power. They're going to keep their neighborhoods protected to the hilt. There will be cops patrolling their neighborhoods. Their kids will be able to walk safely.
They will fund their own police
department. That's right.
department.
They will fund their own police department, and no one will stop them because they have the power, the means, and the political savvy, or savoir-faire, to make sure that they live in safe communities. The hood, the people in rent-controlled apartments, the people who live in the slums, those people who they so-called are trying to help, they will have no police. They will have no prison systems. They will have people running amok through those neighborhoods. They won't come to the affluent neighborhoods because those will be well protected. But the other ones, they'll be everything under the sun. As far as it'll be a third world country. That's all it is. And who are the people who are promoting it? Affluent, white, wealthy folks. Telling everyone else they need this, telling them how to live. It turns out that the socialists are no different than the liberals who are at no King's rallies.
The same people.
Pretty much. Mm-hmm. That's right. One in the same. So while moderate Democrats are talking a good game about how are they going to take over the party? Yeah, I think that's all a ruse. I think it's nothing more than trying to protect themselves because they're afraid to tell the truth. And that is, these people are exposing them a little too early. We haven't conditioned people enough. And as Harry Enton posted, a video yesterday during his CNN segment, he said in the Democrat Party, the number of for Democrats as far as socialism is concerned is a plus 25. It's in the opposite direction for the rest of the country. What I mean by the rest of the country is regular folks. The Democrat Party, when they look at the Democrat Party numbers, they're not talking about, Duluth. They're not talking about Tulsa. They're talking about L.A., Chicago, Detroit. Those people. The plus 25 in the Democrat Party and the negative 25, I think it's negative 27, for the rest of the country means that you cannot win the most important election there is. That's President of the United States, which is always the goal. That is the ultimate power. Because, again, through executive fiat, you can do all of those crazy things that these bozos are talking about. And if you don't wean them in, right? If you don't sort of like nudge them over and over again where you get everybody comfortable with socialism, you can't just come out and say it. Now, why am I bringing that up? Yesterday, I promised to mention that just because everyone's running around screaming and hollering that the Democrats have a problem on their hand with Democrat socialism, people are forgetting something very important. Republicans have a problem, too. Conservatives have a problem as well. And it's this simple. If we don't start delivering to young people the American dream, like it must be obtainable, tangible, real, they will succumb to socialism too. Because remember, they still own parts of the culture that we do not have control of. And that's the schools. Yep. We don't have that. They do. Unless every parent gets all of their kids and gets them out of the public school system and gets them into charters or gets them into the private sector, when it comes to schools, we are going to lose them to the schools.
Or homeschooling.
Or homeschooling. But we're going to lose them. We're talking about millions of kids versus thousands of kids. And after a while, that weight, that balance, if you will, is going to be absolutely insurmountable to overcome. Your kids are going to be in that system, and they will. Although there are plenty of parents who are fighting tooth and nail to keep this indoctrination out of their kids' lives, it is impossible to beat because it is a part of the system. So we, as conservatives, have to start making the alternative a reality. Now, it doesn't mean that we have to game the system, but we actually have to start doing more than practicing what we preach.
I think that's why Trump is so effective, particularly amongst adults, right? Mm-hmm. Because when a person says they are going to do something and then they turn around and do it, whether it makes people angry or it makes them happy, that level of consistency is reliable. We know to trust that. What promises has Trump made in his campaign that he hasn't attempted to keep, mm-hmm. right? Some he hasn't been able to keep because Democrats are working against him. You have the court systems working against him. But he has laid out a foundation to just bring America back a little bit. Now, we're not talking about going back to the racism. We're not talking about going back to slavery. We're talking about going back to core American values.
And prosperity.
Like pledging allegiance to the flag, and believing in meritocracy, knowing that you can have anything you want if you're willing to work for it. These are traditional American values that, while conservatives are pushing, hey, listen, everything you do counts, make sure that you're doing something that's worthy, right? Mm-hmm. And now these kids are being taught, listen, you're oppressed. It doesn't matter what you do. You're never going to make it. And they're believing it.
Yeah.
And prices are out of control. Prices are high right now. We're still trying to combat a lot of Bidenomics, as well as, yes, we are currently, in the midst of a tussle with another nation. But we have to get comfortable as Americans with playing a long game, and we're not comfortable playing a long game.
That's true. I will go so far as to say this, though. A part of the strategy of owning the culture, right, or getting kids to sort of reject socialism, communism, Marxism, whatever it may be, any given day. When I said there has to be tangible change within our party or something tangible that young people can glom onto that sort of gets them on the right or on the right track, those things that we have to make a part of the culture shift, we actually have to make it culturally palatable for kids to do things like trade schools.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So we know that the college ranks are not possible for all people, right?
Well, not only that it's not possible, it's not desirable. Some people don't want to go
well,
to
that's
college.
true. That's right. But what I'm saying is that we used to tell people that we have
mobility required a college
exactly
education. Right.
So I hate to use the word stigma, but that was sort of like the rite of passage. We go to college so we can free our minds and learn be amongst different cultures and different ideas and exchange values, all that other nonsense. But we don't have that system anymore. That's over. Now it's nothing more than liberal mills. So what do we have to do? We have to tell people or tell children or young people that there are alternatives that are worthy of your interest, like trades, right? And if we can make that interesting to them and start driving people toward that and make that a cultural thing. When people can come around and say, I learned HVAC, custodial engineer, you know how much money we make? Like, we start turning that around. Perfect example is what you and I have been talking about all week, if not for the last couple of weeks. What have we learned going on TikTok and Instagram? There are people who came to the country who are under the impression that America sucks. We've been watching their videos, finding a newfound love for our own country. Right? With that's what I call a cultural shift. That is a cultural anomaly. Use that. You got to immediately jump on that and start building on it.
People that are coming over from the UK and seeing what it's like being here, they are currently experiencing what America's headed toward.
Mm-hmm.
And that's where the biggest disconnect is between the American youth and reality.
Mm-hmm.
They want to call, these insurgents, they want to call it a peaceful religion. Fine. Go to their country and live that way so you can go be peaceful. That's not the American way. We don't want to be told what is right and what is wrong. We don't want to be told that this is how we're supposed to behave and live. We don't want to be. That's not what America was based on. And
I want to counter something that you just said there.
Sure.
So as much as that insurgency is happening in the country and people are either glomming to it or in some way, pushing it forward, right? Helping advance it. When you say that we need to recognize that it's happening, that's one thing. I agree with you. We need to recognize that this is happening. Don't be fooled. All of this, good-naturedness about, we have to accept everybody, even them.
No, we don't.
Oh, no. But what I think we're doing wrong in this instance is thinking that the people who are advancing this ideology with these insurgents, and we'll use that term, is that we're under the impression that these people are doing it out of the goodness of their heart or being inclusive. No, the people who are pushing it forward, like these college kids, these college graduates, this 85% white of the Democratic Socialists of America, these people aren't trying to advance multiculturalism. They want revenge. They are aiding and abetting in the destruction of the United States because to them it must be destroyed so that they can rebuild it. That's what I'm saying. So even they are nefarious in that effort. They know who these insurgents are, if you will, and they know what they're capable of. Right. And that's what they want. They want that revenge, and they know who's going to cast it out because that's what most of these people do.
Right. But that's kind of like in Hawaii, there was a snake problem.
Mm-hmm.
So they imported mongoose.
Yeah.
Now the snakes are gone. There's a mongoose infestation. They breed much faster than we're able to catch them, right?
Right.
That's just the fact of life in Hawaii now. There are mongoose everywhere.
Yeah, but one was done in the sense of trying to do something good. I don't think that that's the case with the DSA.
the DSA believes they are the ultimate end result, right? Again, going all the way back to, I believe it was the 1930s, when the American Communist Party went into D.C., sat for a congressional hearing, and laid out step by step how they were going to participate in the destruction of the United States.
Indeed.
This was the American Communist Party.
That's right.
Right? They haven't gone anywhere. They're still here, only now they've been emboldened. What they don't appreciate is that this has happened before. This happened in, is it time to go?
Soon.
Okay.
Well, seconds.
Go ahead.
Okay. Let's take another break. When we come back, top of the hour, we will take some phone calls. Stand by, everybody. We'll get to you shortly. And then, Rozan, I'll let you finish your thought. You can remember where you are? You'll show you all right?
We'll see.
We'll be back. Let's get another check of traffic and weather. Mark Christopher's out, so we've got Sue Aller. She's in the BPS Lawyers Traffic Center.
From politics to news to music to movies and anything above the sun and outer space and beyond, it's Reese on the radio. Damn, he's good. Only on News Talk 1080 WTIC.
All right, we got to do this quick. News. All right. John Benet Ramsey. Oh, I'm sorry. Ariana Grande. She turns 33 today. Ryan Tedder of One Republic turns 47. Damn, it's been a long time. Gretchen Wilson. Remember her of Redneck Woman? She turns 53. Wow, she was young when she started out some 30 years ago. Terry Nunn of Berlin turned 65. Chris Isaac. Oh, I remember him. Chris Isaac. He did one episode of Friends. Never mind. Very, very high falsetto voice. Looks like a rocker from the 50s. Anyway, from the song Wicked Game. He turns 70 years old today. In 1965, The Byrds hit number one with the rock version of Bob Dylan's Mr. Tambourine Man, helping the rock folk genre into the mainstream. 1964, the Beatles, who always end up on this news, their A Hard Day's Night album was released in the United States following the success of the film with the same name. My man, Elvis Presley, in 1977, performed his final concert at Market Square Arena in Indianapolis. He died on August 17th thereafter. We'll be celebrating that day coming up on, 50, almost, at least 49 years since his death. 2020, Bob Dylan became the oldest artist to top the UK charts with an album of original songs, Rough and Rowdy Ways, that reached number one when he was 79 years old. And we were just talking about this group because I couldn't remember their name. In 2015, Florence and the Machine became the first female-fronted band to headline Glastonbury since 1992. So 1992 to 2015, there had not been a female band to front Glastonbury. Weird. That's your music news. Let's get another check of traffic and weather. Mark Christopher out today. So Sue Aller is back. She is in the BPS Lawyers Traffic Center.
I'm Tom O'Hanlon, and you're listening to Reese on the radio on WTIC News Talk 1080.
We're back. Reese on the radio, Rozan on the radio here on WTIC News Talk 1080. Roland said that your voice went down, so he wants you to pick your voice up a little bit.
I can't even hear myself in my
You can't?
in my mic, no.
How about now?
Can I hear myself? Yeah, I can hear myself now.
Okay, good.
Yeah.
So apparently I had you at the same volume you were on before, but your voice immediately went down.
Oh, sorry.
It's okay. It's all right. It's okay. She's mad at me, ladies and gentlemen. It's okay. You know, I don't keep any secrets on these airwaves. I told you. People, they think I'm nuts. I never, ever keep secrets on here. I'm a very, very open book. I try. I love you.
I love you, too.
Okay, good. Let's go to Kim. I haven't heard from Kim in a long time. Hello, Kim.
Hello, Reese. Nice to talk to you.
No problem. I know you wanted to chime in about, I'm assuming, John Bolton, right?
Nope, nothing to do with John
Really?
Bolton.
Okay.
We got bigger problems than John Bolton.
Okay, what do you got?
So every day we talk badly about Muslims, and I think to some degree, yes, they deserve it. But we should be able to talk as well about our Israeli problem. And I'll give you a great example.
Okay.
So you had Netanyahu, and by the way, lots of classic books point out that socialism is and Israel is a very socialist country. Socialism is very much supported by American Jews and Jews in general, and have for generations. Some
very
of these
true.
Books, The Unraveling of America, the dispossessed majority. I thought it was just me seeing all these Jewish people are very much into supporting anti-capitalist, anti-freedom agendas.
I experienced it firsthand. I know it very well.
Well, let me just point one thing. I'm going to give you Netanyahu. Netanyahu came to talk with Trump when Trump got reelected. Wanted to talk to the American public. Mm-hmm. Okay, and it was a state. What do you call those visits? Those visits for the state of Israel.
Kind of like a diplomatic.
He got in front of the American public with all the media saying, "There's 2 weeks before Iran has a nuclear weapon." Mm-hmm. Okay, guess what? He came back. And there Trump disappointed him because Trump started talking about Gaza as a place for a new tourism and a place that people might want to live, right?
Yeah.
And I remember the look. If you go back and you look at the look on Netanyahu's face,
I remember it well.
Talking about, right? so then Netanyahu comes back uninvited within a month.
Yep.
Okay. He gets the media. He doesn't get the state visit, but he gets the media attention, and he starts talking about the greater Israel, okay? Mm-hmm. And Trump looks at him, we're like, what is this greater Israel? What the hell is that? Well, guess what? Gaza was destroyed, and we all can look at the pictures and see how many people were slaughtered and buildings leveled, okay? Then all of a sudden, Netanyahu's bombing Syria and bombing Lebanon, mm-hmm. and then talks about we have to go into Iran, okay? So that's the greater Israel, where they're taking over some of the richest properties in the world because of their natural resource of oil and gas. So guess what?
Now hold on, Kim. Wait, Kim. No, I got to stop for a second, Kim.
Netanyahu is in trouble.
Kim. I'm going to let you finish. Trust me. You don't have. Okay. This isn't one of those situations where if I stop you, you're never going to get to say what you have to say. I'm only pushing back because again, this is. When you start talking about the areas of the oil and gas in essence, that Israel is going to take from these Arab countries, you have to answer a question for a guy like me because I'm not here to shout you down, but you're going to have to provide me with the evidence of that because who's going to facilitate Israel taking oil from Arab countries, the United States or the Arab country?
I don't know an answer to that question. All I know is they have those natural assets.
Of course. No, I'm not denying that.
And you go after that country, you control those natural assets.
You can go after those countries, but you would have to control them. And I know what you're saying. You're making the association that here's Netanyahu talking about the greater Israel, which in essence you're taking that statement as an expansion. Is that correct?
Yes, but more importantly about Netanyahu. While he was saying that to the American public, that there's 2 weeks, he under oath in the Times of Israel released this. While he's saying that to the American public 2 weeks before Iran has a nuclear bomb, they have the testimony. They published the testimony that he had said under oath. It's 2 years before they have a nuclear bomb, as best as their intelligence says. Mm-hmm. The other problem for Netanyahu is his wife and him have been taking millions of dollars in corrupt bribes.
This has been a long accusation.
Yes, and here's the thing. He cannot be prosecuted if he is at war. Mm. And guess what? You create war in this country, in that country, your other neighbor, 4 of them, I think, if my accounting's right, at least 4, guess what? He can't be prosecuted. The guy has a motive to keep this going.
I agree with you in the sense of, and I say the curiosity, as it were, right? And this is kind of the reason, I think you would agree with this, Kim, kind of the reason why even guys like Ned Lamont are making claims like the New York elections and the anti-Semitism, as many are calling it, towards Benjamin Netanyahu specifically is because of the claims that you're making right now. Is that fair to say?
Yes.
Okay.
Yep. They have a point, and we do believe in fairness. At least I think we do since forever, right?
Mm-hmm. Oh no,
we do not assist corrupt socialists, regardless of what ethnic group or religion they are. Right?
Fair enough. Yes. Oh no, that's what I said.
My point.
Kim, I don't listen. In no way. No, I understand the backstory. Trust me when I tell you, I read all of these, especially the Jerusalem Times. What's the other one? But anyway, I usually
Times of Israel and Jerusalem Times.
I read all of these and some of the backdrop on this. If there's anyone who I considered one of the most volatile figures in Israel right now, I don't think that we've had. I mean, not since the Israeli-Palestinian peace talks era of, the Arafat, so to speak, that we've ever had a more volatile and I would say most controversial leader in Israel since Benjamin Netanyahu. Not only that is because he always seems to come back, and when he does, it always seems to be a degree of turmoil. Yes?
Yes, exactly.
Yeah,
he's always supported by an unscrupulous bunch.
Right.
And we end up with a real problems. But remember, I first said, okay, is this just me seeing that there's a heavily Jewish influence? By the way, I'm America first, not Israel first.
I know.
And so I see how they have the biggest, what do you call it, FARA, when they have foreign influence in the United States? They are the biggest. There's no Muslim group that has anything to that level. And they put pressure, and they give money, and they get through. This is what Tucker Carlson.
No, Tucker Carlson. Well, then again, because I would go this far. Remember, while guys like Tucker Carlson and Thomas Massey were screaming and hollering about groups like AIPAC and Jewish organizations that were, big money funding his opponents. People also forgot that guys like Thomas Massey was overwhelmingly funded by Arab billionaires. Now, no one seemed to talk about that, and you know that to be true. He was, in essence, on the other side getting funding, and while arguing about what AIPAC was doing for his opponent.
My belief is it should be America first, and I wish that this ancient, thousands of years of conflict was taken out of our country. I don't support the Muslims. I don't support the Jews, whether they're American Jews or Israeli Jews. And I think remember, classic books were written, The Dispossessed Majority, The Unraveling of America. It's fracturing Americans and the American culture, and it needs to be taken out of here. Tell Israel to go to HELL and tell the Muslims too, and stop importing it. And if it's American Jew who's working against, they need to stop right now.
Yeah, and I'm with you on the multiculturalism being almost our downfall in this era. And again, we have a geopolitical society that, as much as we may fight against this globalism, it is very, very prominent. It is very prominent in our politics, and we need to do something about it. Thank you, Kim. I appreciate you.
Thanks, Reese, for letting me vent.
Hey, look, Kim, you always got a shot here, without a doubt. You've always got a shot here. Let me take one more. Look, you were just spraying it. It was going over the thing.
There was a hair on my micro, like a man's whisker, and I was like, ugh.
Sorry.
I just want to say that Obama deported 2 million Mexican men in his time in office, while supporting the importation of nearly 1 million Muslims. Yeah. So it's not that we are randomly disliking, the Muslims that are here. Pay attention to what type of Muslims are
that's always
the
important.
Loudest, right? 701,000 Jews, 701,000 Muslims that Obama imported. That's not even including the 400,000 that came in illegally, and 35% of that 701,000 are women, and those women came into the country with at least 3 children each.
Wow, damn!
So,
I don't know that.
I know.
Let me get one more. Pete is in Marlboro or where is he? In Northford? Yeah. Hey, Pete, you're on. What's going on?
Hey, Reese, real quick. I'll talk about John Bolton, if you will.
Yeah, sure. What do you got?
Hey, it sounds to me like Bolton cut a deal.
Yes, he did.
Because he has more information than just to be charged with one count of something. All right? So the question here is this. Who did he throw under the bus?
Oh, yeah.
Okay, who did he throw under the bus? Because they are going to squeeze this lemon, and John Bolton, John Bolton is going to sing like a canary.
Well,
right?
Hold on. There's a great point in what you're saying, Pete. Allow me to play this. This is what he said on CNN. This wasn't, what was this? This one, prosecuted, right. When he's talking about Trump needs to be prosecuted, he said this is a very good point you're making.
Republicans used to believe that not prosecuting criminals led to more crime. The answer here is take the politics out of the decision, and in this case, proceed with the prosecution and do the same for anybody else who does anything even remotely like it. Just read the indictment and ask yourself, if the government can prove what they allege here, shouldn't this man go to jail? The simple fact he had the documents for any reason or no reason should subject him to prosecution.
Don't you hate when your words come back to bite?
Yeah, I know. Here was the other one. This part was really, really good, too.
He has committed very serious crimes. This is a devastating indictment. I speak here as an alumnus of the Justice Department myself, because not only is it powerful, it's very narrowly tailored.
So he says, as an alumnus of the criminal justice, in essence, he knows where the bodies are buried.
The intelligence community.
The intelligence community, yes. He understands this. This, which goes right to your point, Pete, is that you don't take a deal like this, or you don't even get a deal. That's more important. You don't get a deal
unless
there's something, the bigger fish to fry, a better perp walk, so to speak.
Right. And it makes one wonder, does he have stuff on Comey? Does he have stuff on a person we never hear anything about, Christopher Wray?
Yes.
Okay? So, we can go through, the Lisa Pages and the Strux and all those, the minor fish.
But bottom feeders in the grand scheme of things.
Exactly. So, I think this is going to be extremely interesting. And, we're talking about the enemy within, are we not?
Yes, we are.
So, and something that's really starting to bug me is why Trump is treating John Thune with kid gloves. Right? It just doesn't make sense to me, the way he deals with everybody, but yet he deals with Thune in a different way. Now, he may need him to get things done, but nothing's getting done. The biggest thing that's facing us right now is the SAVE Act.
Yep.
Pass the SAVE Act. Why is this so difficult?
Why is it even a question is what I don't understand.
Again, I think not being able to get the rogues or, completely blowing up the filibuster, that's the concern. This is the only time, it's so weird, that this is the first time in history I've ever seen a Congress care more about the future. They care more about the future than they ever have. But I'll tell you this. Do you want to know what John Thune's fear is? Remember what happened to, what's his name? Why am I forgetting his name? From the senator from Nevada, Harry Reid.
Harry Reid.
Right. Remember when he did the exact same thing and it came back to bite him. That's what Thune is concerned about.
But we know, Reese, because they told us that if the Democrats take power again, the filibuster's gone.
Absolutely.
Right? We know that. So why are we sitting back thinking that they're going to change? Because they're not going to change.
That's right.
Nothing is going to change.
You're right. You're 100% right. I got to go to a break, but you're right on this front, is that Republicans are behaving like, old school conservatives. We're better than that. But they don't understand that you have got to attack your enemy, political in this case, the way that they would attack you. Because if they do get in power, it's over. We'll never get it back.
You got that right.
Yeah. Thank you, buddy. I appreciate you, Pete. Let's get another check on traffic and weather. Mark Christopher's out, so Sue Aller is in. She is in the BPS Lawyers Traffic Center.
The Odyssey app lets you jump back to the moments you missed from WTIC News Talk 1080. Download the free Odyssey app, search WTIC News Talk 1080, and tap earlier today to get started.
All right, Rozan, you know the drill. It's Friday. You're here, so the question is...
Now, what have we learned? What have we learned? What have we learned from this little fable?
So what have we learned, if nothing else, children?
So what have we learned, huh? So what have we learned from that?
So what have we learned here today? What have we learned so far?
What have we learned, Rozan?
Oh, today. All right. I learned that I need to utilize the phrase allegedly far more frequently and with greater fervor so as not to confuse anyone as to the dialogue that I am presently giving. That's one. So allegedly, that's what I was told. We both had the same sense of pride in our jobs at McDonald's as teenagers, allegedly. Allegedly, Chris Murphy would like to bring the minimum wage up to $25 an hour because livable wage. Meanwhile, Chris Murphy's net worth has become quite substantial, allegedly, and we don't want to upset that apple cart. Connecticut's 250s State Fair booth on the National Mall looks like heaven's waiting room with two commodes upon which you can sit comfortably, allegedly. Allegedly, Roland was a paper boy. And
he stated that as a fact.
Oh, I'm just making sure I'm covering the bases. And this one, I don't need to say allegedly because I know this one to be a fact, is that even I can't be an assistant to you.
Really?
Oh, no, I'm so bad at it.
I told you.
Allegedly. So that's what Rozan allegedly learns today.
I learned that it is difficult to deal with your wife in an adversarial way when you are trying to help her.
Allegedly.
No, that's a fact. That was concrete. No allegedly needed. That is a fact. Let's get another check of traffic and weather.
Allegedly.
Mark Christopher isn't allegedly out because Sue Aller is here. She is in the BPS Lawyers Traffic Center.
What's up, everybody? You know who it is.
You know who it is. You know who it is.
It's Reese on the radio. Frederick Douglass of the 21st century.
It's WTIC News Talk 1080.
Allegedly.
Stop it. Are you going to let it go or not?
Probably not.
No?
Allegedly.
It's going to let it go. You're just going to keep doing it.
Allegedly.
That's all right. I'm just, you know what? No. Anyway, so I just sent a text message to my bosses. And the reason why I sent them is because we just got a text message from Adam 12, who, again, the man is a miracle worker. Soon, I want him to start putting his hands on the handicapped or people who cannot. The man is a healer. He just is. He's a miracle worker.
Now you blaspheme.
No.
Wow.
No. I don't know how he did it, but this guy driving, has been communicating back and forth with people out in D.C. We finally got 2 email addresses from coordinators who are waiting for our email to let them know exactly what we need. They already know what we're planning on doing. Only thing they want us to do is send an email to let them know that at least they have an email chain that, in essence, we are telling them what we're planning on doing, how we're setting it up, and the whole 9 yards. So, folks, this looks like it's happening. So on July 3rd and July 4th, you could say it. Allegedly. Rozan and I look to be like we're going to be broadcasting live down in D.C. And I want to thank everybody who made this happen. Please tell me that it was, and I want to say, if you can, Adam, and you're listening, tell me if this was Gino. Because if this was, I got to say, Gino, I don't even know how to repay you other than to hug you a lot for doing what? Hugging is fine.
I said nothing.
Because Gino came in here just the other day. He was here with Chris Lancia. And I met him for the first time. And
he sat back there.
Yeah, he sat back there. Okay. He brought the pizza. I think he was the one who got all of this thing underway. He started calling people. He has literally been like a force to reckon with. He and Adam have been working this back and forth, and they finally got in touch with someone. So it looks like we are on our way. We're going to send an email to them, I think, in the next 10, 20 minutes after the show, see if we can hear back from them, find out what we need to do. And then I guess on Monday, we're going to tell you guys what's going on. And we're going to chronicle everything going down there. So stand by. We may even do like some road trip stuff when driving down there.
Honestly, when you're not being mean. We have the best conversation. I mean, even when we're not at our best and we're not, in the best spot. Yeah, we're still, I think we're still communicative and we're fun and entertaining, and I think it's a lot of fun watching us.
You know for a fact, I love you more than anything.
I know, and you're welcome, allegedly. I wanted to say that we got to put Adam and Gino on the payroll, but we don't have a payroll. Right. So
right now it's goodwill.
Yeah, right now it is. One day, gentlemen, you'll be able to write a book about when you first started off and how rough and tumble it was, and you'll be writing it from your mansion. I hope, allegedly.
Joey V just asked, he said, who is this guy, Adam 12? Some kind of superhero?
Yes,
he is.
He really is.
He
is like a 5-foot-tall, blue-eyed, foul-mouthed go-getter.
He is an R-rated superhero.
He really is. He's like Deadpool, but a little bit shorter.
Yeah.
And I mean, just as effective.
And he's also, I have to say, what makes Adam 12 uncanny is how bold and fearless he is on the phone.
I freaking love it. This guy is like every other, I kid you not, every other word out of his mouth is the F word. And I have to mention, because he's a Marine, he's deaf. Like, he literally can't hear anything, so he's shouting all the time. So you think he's angry at you, but he's not. So here he is shouting F words at you. What do you mean I can't? I just need a bathroom. You know what I mean? Like, it's amazing.
It is.
It's fun to watch.
It takes a minute to, I had to really warm up to him. But now having gone through it and understood him, it really is perfect. But I'll tell you, the thing that I love about him the most is, and I think it's where we click, is the fact that he is fearless. The fact that he doesn't take no for an answer.
Give up.
He doesn't give up. And he'll call anyone. I mean,
over and
he got
over
us,
and over
again.
Here,
I'll tell you, just to tell you how crazy and bold Adam 12 is. He got us this close to having the commander-in-chief on this show.
Yeah.
He came dangerously close to getting it done when the president was here for the commencement speech for the Coast Guard. And
we were really
excited.
Hyped.
I mean, we had dropped everything for that moment. And I never told you this, guys, but we were that close. And all of that was because of him. But we got so close that they called and asked for our number. That's how bold he is. Yeah. And he had the people on the phone, and they were like, we're going to go. But, of course, as schedules go, and he's the president of the United States, he can't hold all commitments. And we're just a small little, market radio station. So he couldn't do it. I was devastated.
You were.
Because, but it did not. And you know what? Adam talked me down. He was just like, look, man, no, it's all right. We'll do it again.
He just didn't go on the show. We don't have him on the show yet.
Yeah.
It's just not yet. Adam is going to make it happen.
I know.
Absolutely.
And that's the point that that's the point I'm trying to make, is that Adam at the point was like, wow, he got so close. But then again, I keep forgetting, it's Adam. He's going to get it done because for him, it's a personal best.
Adam is a recon god.
Yeah.
If you, man.
Everybody needs one in their life.
I would go to battle with Adam.
Same here.
I would. I would follow that man into Fallujah. I would follow him into there are other valleys I can't.
Now we have to stop because you know how humble he is, because he'll tell you right away, say, come on. He's like, he doesn't care.
No, he's not. He's going to call you, drop in 700 F-bombs in 32 seconds about how freaking awesome it was.
Yeah,
so,
without a doubt.
I can see the smile on his face right now.
Let's get these last ones out of here. Dan is calling from Manchester, all the way in Manchester. We were just there last weekend. Hello, Dan.
What's up, guys?
Hi.
Just a couple things. One real quick one. When you talk about Adam dropping F-bombs, most honest person you'll ever find. Because he doesn't have to hold his tongue.
That's right.
He tells it like it is, and that's the thing is I've found the most honest people I've ever met in my life weren't afraid to curse. Of course, most of the ones I knew cursed at the wrong time, but hey.
I just want to say somebody made me stop cursing.
Yes.
Made you?
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah, she does it in the worst of places. You can't do it at church.
I don't curse at church. Come on. Even I have some couth.
Haven't you ever heard anybody say Jesus effing Christ?
Yes, you're not supposed to do that.
That's a prayer.
I would love to do that. But and the other thing is, Rozan, I talked to Reese last week about his oh my God, I forgot what he was talking about, his Juneteenth stuff.
Oh,
and
yeah.
He was going off like crazy, and I said, you got to get that recording from that, and it has to go on the Negro Nonsense.
Oh, with me talking, the opening monologue I did about Juneteenth, about people showing up late.
Yes.
That was actually a good one.
That has to go on Negro Nonsense because it fits perfect.
Indeed, sir. Thank you, Dan. Have a great weekend,
All right,
okay?
guys. You too. Bye.
All right, buddy. Bye-bye. Hey, Stevie V is on the line, my last but not least. What's going on, Stevie V?
Well, when you talk about Adam 12, it sounds like Louis De Palma from the TV show Taxi, played by Danny DeVito.
Oh, I know who Louis De Palma is. My wife wouldn't know.
Oh, my gosh.
From Taxi?
No.
What?
He's Rocket from Guardians of the Galaxy.
Yeah. I didn't think of that either. You might be right on that one.
Okay. It came full circle.
But yeah, it's funny because now Joey V just said a Marine. That explains it.
There you go.
What do you got for me, Stevie?
I hope Trump actually sues Dick Murphy for not using the word allegedly when he talks to
podcasters? Yeah, exactly. Chris Murphy saying that thing about the president is involved in a child trafficking ring, he said at a podcast. We had the audio here.
Well, I don't know if you noticed, I didn't call him Chris, and allegedly I heard he was called something else.
Well, you know what's funny? Because even Sean Scanlon, who was here last week, Stevie, you know what he said? He goes, I heard you call him Christoph. I went, oh, I guess it's getting around.
You know what rhymes with Christoph, don't you?
That's right.
That's how I feel a lot of the time.
That's right, because the rest of us are usually when it comes to that.
Yeah.
Stevie, what you got going on this weekend?
Well, just kind of taking it easy. Actually, it's my birthday today, so.
Feliz cumpleaños.
Hey! Happy birthday, my friend.
Thank you. What are you guys doing?
Well, we've got
a lot.
We've got Linda Sinkowitz's event that's happening in Middletown, and then after that, we're going to go change my clothes and play some softball.
Wait, we have to play softball?
Well, I'm going to play.
Oh,
you don't have to.
I don't.
No, hand-eye coordination, not your thing.
Physical activity is no longer my thing.
Yeah.
No.
So we're going to do that in Southington, or close to Southington.
Awesome.
Yeah,
awesome.
That's what we're going to do. I don't even know. Roland just sent me the address, so I have to go back to my calendar and mention it. Give me a second over so I can find it.
We have a Yard Goats game apparently.
Oh, and we got
Sunday.
Yard Goats on Sunday because I'm going to get my Negro League jersey, which is 20. Oh, it's over on. It says Plantsville, Connecticut. It's some place where they have a softball field over on Noble Drive. Awesome. Yeah, so I'm going to go do that. Then we got the Yard Goats, and I think I've just figured it out. Whenever we do Negro Nonsense, I will wear my Negro League jersey.
I think that is appropriate. See if we can get you a hat.
Sacrilege! I can imagine the complaints.
Yeah. You know what you ought to do is get a bunch of different hats and change when you do a different segment.
No, I don't. First of all, I have enough hats to do that, by the way.
It's a disease.
I'm going to take a picture. You know what? I'm going to post this today. I'm going to take a picture of our wall in our apartment of all of my hats. You are not going to believe it,
That's
Stevie.
not even all the hats.
And it's not all of them.
Be honest.
Oh, it's a lot of hats.
Yeah. You used to gripe about my purses.
Yeah.
You have nothing to say, hence.
Yeah, it's true.
There's nothing more to say.
It's true.
Just a little tip for you, Rozan.
Yes.
If you ever need to give her Reese's brother, think piggy bank.
Oh, that's the story. This one it's not this brother, it's the other brother, Charles. That's the gift. When you go meet Charles, get him a brass piggy bank. That won't bring up bad memories at all.
I want him to like me. It's bad enough I foobarred this one. I don't want to foobar the next one.
Yeah, she actually, it was, one day we'll tell that story. Stevie, have a wonderful weekend, all right?
Great talking to you. Take care.
Always, sir.
Allegedly foobarred it.
Well, you did. Not in a bad way. I mean,
That's what a foobar is. There is no not bad way to foobar. A foobar is beyond all repair.
Well, it did repair because my brother is he's just like me. I tell you, I mean, I raised that boy. I did. And he's just like, you even said it, he's just like me.
He is bigger than you.
Yes, he is bigger than me.
You can't call him that boy anymore.
Well, that's true. But his way of, like, his behavior and his sense of humor and it's all me. It's like literally looking at my own child. I raised him. I just did. But you said something horrible about our sister. It was just, the whole time I was sitting there going, goodness gracious.
I didn't lie.
No, you didn't.
Okay. And that's...
It was
nothing more to be said.
No, it was. It was an interesting exchange the whole time there, me sweating as you were talking about the adverse relationship with our sister. And I'm just going, do you even see me here? I'm like, I'm not comfortable right now.
Allegedly.
But you got through it. You got through it. It worked out. My brother was absolutely cool. He understood. And he actually loved your candor. Right?
He did.
He did.
Yeah.
As did his wife.
Allegedly.
No, she did. She told you that, right?
I'm saying both of them allegedly liked my candor.
Did you like meeting my brother?
I did. It was really interesting. I really liked Helen.
Really?
I do. I like her.
Yeah, she's fun.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was my first time really hanging out with her because I'd never done that in the years that they've been together. And it's been, they get together right before like 2011, 2012.
8 years ago, dear.
That was the last time I saw it when they got married.
When they got married.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know how long they've been together. I wasn't privy to that part of things.
Yes, I didn't even know you.
It's true.
Yeah.
You barely knew yourself.
Yeah. Oh, we're going to have it out when we get out of here. As I always say, radio is free, so we thank you for paying attention. Remember to keep JC in your hearts and in your mind. Sean Patrick, we love you and we miss you. Remember that panic is not planning, so plan your work and work your plan. Me, I'm Reese on the radio. She's allegedly Rozan. Say goodnight, Rozan.
Allegedly. Good night, Rozan.
You guys be good. We'll see you back here on Monday. More details about D.C. coming up on that program. Have a wonderful weekend. Mark Christopher out.